Okay, so what's going on? I heard the strike is done, isn't it?
It is all done, yeah. So a lot more auditions are coming up now, which is very nice for all the actors.
So is there like a winter break, or is that?
It does. It slows down a little bit here,
Yeah.
and then it goes back in January.
Oh yeah. What about you, Aliya? Long time no see. I haven't seen you in like what?
This is my birthday, actually.
Yeah. Hold on. Talk closer in the mic, girl.
In the Michael. Yeah, I haven't seen you since my birthday.
Yes, that was 4 months ago. No, August. What is it now? December?
Yeah.
Yeah.
December, man.
Is it
Oh,
December now? Holy.
Holy,
Yeah.
yo,
Dude,
this.
time passes
Almost
by.
2024.
How old are you guys?
Yeah, that's crazy.
26.
You're 26. You're the youngest one here. You're almost what? 40. Just kidding.
Ooh.
I'm just
I would be
kidding.
40 that looks younger than
Oh,
you.
Yes, that would be great, man. Bro, I think you're older than me by a year, so yeah, there's that. Yeah, man. So,
It hurts when I move.
Yeah.
what about you, Lee? I see that the Evo's back here, man. Are you done with this thing for the year?
Yeah, it's parked away for the winter. Maybe. If it stays piss and rain out, it'll stay there.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh man.
I want to drive that thing. That's what's next on Go Rip Around.
What's the predicted time for that?
Next time I go to the States, Monday the part gets delivered. So
Wait, what?
Monday, the last part I need for it gets delivered.
What else do you need?
Map sensor, a new one.
Oh yeah.
And try that and go tune it again and see.
Okay. All right. So the reason why you guys are here is because we want to see what it's like being a woman in the car
Ooh.
scene.
Ooh.
So, I mean, like not all the ladies, they kind of do hard modifications in their car for sure, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is like, what is it like being a female in like something that's overrun by dudes? You know, let's start with you, Maddie. What do you got?
I would say it's pretty tough. Pretty tough. Like you just said, being in a industry dominated by men.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, in situations that I've been in, have felt like looked down upon, or like I'm not knowledgeable enough in certain things, especially regarding my vehicle. And I know the same for you. We both have rotary cars, so
Yeah.
we get the question a lot. I feel like oh, this is your boyfriend's vehicle?
Ooh, yes.
I go,
There's that.
no, this is my
it's
vehicle
mine.
actually. Or, oh, your dad, like, this is a nice car. I'm like, no, this is my car.
Yeah.
So I do get that quite often. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah. So for me, because as a girl too, that I worked in a dealership. So I actually worked
Oh,
for
right. I forgot you did.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
worked in the service department actually. So it's just touching on what Maddie said. It's basically like once you're a girl, it's like they discredit you for whatever you say or your knowledge just because you are a woman. So like for example, in my job back then, I already left. But when I was working at the dealership as a service advisor. Anytime I would have like recommendations or any explanation in terms of like a car on how
Would
to
they
fix
question
it.
your knowledge?
Yeah, so exactly. They're like, oh, can I speak to a mechanic?
Oh,
I just wanted to know their opinion, and the mechanic will literally say the same exact thing, and they will take it.
they'll
So
take it from them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, then they're sure, do it. And I'm like, I just said the same exact thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's one of those things that you kind of have to have the patience and learn how to navigate around it, where you don't take those things personally, because stigma will always be stigma, unfortunately. If you're a girl, then the stigma is like, you don't know anything about a car. But
You're
would
reading the notes from the mechanic.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, this is what's been done. This is what needs to be completed.
But like, what got you guys into cars though? As like, you know.
Well, for me, growing up, my biggest thing was a movie called Herbie Fully Loaded.
ooh,
Oh, is that the one with
great
Lindsay Lohan?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
I do have a photo here. I do have a photo. I used to love it so much that I went to the movie theater. I don't know if you
The
can see it.
camera. Oh, well, that's cute.
And we
She's
got
so
the
cute.
little pop out.
Wait, is that an actual car or is it a cardboard cutout?
It's a cardboard cutout that you could get at the movie theater
It
back
looks
then.
It looked like it's real.
Yeah, I thought it was real.
Yeah, so it's
I
a
thought it was a
cardboard
real
cutout.
car.
And we had it for like one of my birthday parties, but I don't know if any of you have actually watched that movie. Have you watched it?
I've watched it,
You've
yeah.
watched it?
I've seen the
I've
one
seen
that's
it.
with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah,
not the
that
one
one.
from like
That one.
1900s.
There's actually a car around here is dressed up like this all the time, and I see it.
It's a Nissan Versa. I've seen it ripping around
the
too.
Volkswagen?
I've seen a Nissan
Oh,
Versa.
really?
I was driving down the highway. I seen it one
There's
day. I was
someone
like,
with the Beetle that drives around with this car.
That's so
pretty
cool.
sweet.
Oh, speaking of Beatles, did you know that those things they float on water?
What?
Is it just
Yeah.
for the light?
I don't know, because my cousin actually had that car back in the 90s when I was still in the Philippines. And then there was a flood.
And you drove
The
it on
car
the
actually
water?
floated during the flood. You know how usually cars would just sit there, but their car floated. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
What?
Yeah, I mean, when he sees this podcast, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's very true." And the car was actually floating, which is weird. So I don't know
Interesting.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
we
that's
have-
pretty cool.
yeah.
They do say old YJ Jeep, CJ, TJ, stuff like that. They float too, but they're also like a sealed body. They're not a.
So can my Tesla float then?
We can try.
Considering
There's
definitely
one way
not,
to know.
Just try it.
I can smell water going through your.
I'll have a vehicle. We can go
fans.
drive it off the White Rock Pier, and if it floats, you can just push it back to shore. You can drive it home. If it doesn't start, I have no issue giving you keys to a gas-powered car to drive home. No issues at all.
I gotta draw on the EV.
I'll give you the keys to the Evo home.
Oh yeah.
If the thing doesn't if it stays at the end of the pier,
Okay.
buddy, you got a quick ride home.
Okay.
Probably just make you home and that's it. But
If it's even gonna start, man.
I can see him
he's got to
considering
charge it.
it.
He's gonna have to charge it when he gets home.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, my car weighs like what, 4,500 pounds or 5,000 pounds or something like that. I mean, I don't think that thing will ever.
No,
It'll just like go
That's just
sink
like an
down right
anchor.
I
away.
would have loved
Yeah.
to see that.
If anything, it's probably gonna be a submarine though, rather than
oh yeah, dude.
an actual
Oh yeah, it'd be
floater.
perfect.
'Cause, you
It'll
know,
stay sealed cabin, but it'll sink.
Yeah, we could try.
You'd be
out
like, what's
truck,
that
man.
last thing? The fucking billionaire sub.
What's that?
The billionaire sub. They went underneath the water and the thing just.
Oh,
fucking,
the one that.
Gate.
What
What's
was
it
it
called?
called?
The Titan
Ocean
thingy.
Gate
I don't remember.
Titan.
Yeah,
The
that's
Ocean
it.
The
Gate
Ocean
one.
Gate
Yeah.
one.
That was
There
sad.
you go.
That's
Yeah.
That's gonna be your Tesla.
Yeah, probably.
A
And you see like
modern day
Duracell
thing.
batteries just floating around everywhere.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
But yeah, that submarine thing is pretty crazy, eh?
That was pretty crazy.
Because apparently, from what they said, is that like the last moments of the submarine, it actually went like this. It was actually vertical. So I'm guessing everybody was like at the bottom.
Yeah,
At the bottom of the submarine.
I didn't know
That
it flipped up like
sucks.
that. That's crazy
Yeah.
though.
And then apparently it just kept going down, and that's what created the pressure, and that's what kind of weakened the shell. And then
Yeah, to collapse it.
it just collapsed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's
sad.
crazy. I mean, maybe you wouldn't have felt the death, but the fact that everybody's on top of you, like,
Dude, you would
Yeah.
know though. Could you imagine being like spending all that money to go on? Yo, let's go check this out. To be so
Yeah.
cool. You'd be like 2 hours into it and just be like, yo, this was the worst idea of my life ever. It's not like they were just cruising along and then the thing was just like, oh, middle on their planned path, and it just went boom, dead.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just they
you would
flip upside
hope- you would
down. They're
hope that
sinking.
that's what kind of happened, though, because
Yeah.
all the other outcomes of how unfortunately they were going to die is, I feel like, way worse.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
way worse.
I think the fact that it went vertical is the worst part.
That part, yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
honestly,
that
I didn't
either.
know that either.
From what they were saying is
That would suck. That would
Yeah,
really
then-
suck.
yeah.
You just be laying in a shell, just like, hey, sorry, buddy, you had the same stupid idea. Okay, cool, let's go.
No, what makes it worse is that it's vertical where the toilet is, because the toilet is in the very front of the submarine.
That sucks even more.
Yeah. So,
They didn't actually have a toilet on the thing, did they?
Did you?
What, really?
I think they had like a little like, yeah.
Everybody, they used a fucking Logitech computer gaming controller is what they say
Yeah,
they
that's
crashed
pretty
off
cool.
of, but they thought about putting a fucking toilet on board. Sweet.
But it has no plumbing. It's just a toilet.
No, it's just like a, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a box.
It's
A
like
little
one of
box.
those camping poop buckets.
Yeah.
kind of. But it
I
says
could
there's
see
like
that.
a
That
screen
sucks.
where
That
you
would
could,
suck.
That really sucks. Imagine just like, oh, I can't even imagine it.
Oh yeah, man. It's like, yo, man, that's like a shitty way to die.
Can you imagine being the poor bastard has to use that? You have to sit like, yo, I gotta take a shit fucking 100 feet below the sea level or something.
I
Way
don't
the
think
fuck
I'd be
down
feeling
there.
bad for the guy taking a dump though. It's everybody that's sitting in the sub.
No, that's what it's not like you don't have a bathroom. You just got a toilet. The sub's like the size of my fucking truck. What are you gonna do with that thing?
kind of, yeah. It has no seats too, man. You're sitting.
Yeah.
Sitting on the floor.
They're
sitting on the
squatting on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Dude,
That
that's
sucks.
crazy, man.
He paid so much money to die like that.
Yeah.
How much was it again per person? Like 250 grand or something like that?
I think it was more.
It was expensive.
Wasn't it more? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, rich people problems, yo.
Yeah, gee.
Anyways, how's the rotaries, ladies?
Did you want to skip? You asked her a question about
Oh yeah.
her
right.
Right.
I forgot about-
personal stories.
Yes.
of-
How did I start? Well, Fast and Furious for one, and it's actually my aunt, because my aunt worked for Castrol. Is that how you say it? Castrol, whatever.
Castrol, the oil company.
Yeah.
The oil
Yeah,
company.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she actually works for head office in the Philippines. So
Oh,
she's
shit.
always been with cars and stuff. So her son, which is my cousin, he was a year old and he could describe a car just by looking at it. That's like how much he likes cars.
Aw.
So anyways, he would always have Hot Wheels and I would steal them because I like them too.
Oh, I had like a box of like 100 Hot Wheels growing
Yeah.
up. So many, but like in elementary school and stuff like that, you get teased a lot, especially as being a girl, because just as you know, not just in the car scene, but naturally, you know, women, especially doing sports, are having toys that were deemed men's toys, like for boys, not for girls. Which in my house, I've come from a house full of very, very strong women, lots of women in my family. We were never taught of like, this is a boy's toy, this is a girl's toy. That toys are just, it's neutral.
Toys.
It's a toy. It's a
Yeah,
toy.
you can have it if you
So
want.
growing up,
yeah.
I had so many Hot Wheels, the same thing. Like, to me, that was just so natural, like so normal.
Yeah,
You know?
I had Hot Wheels, but I stole them from a 1-year-old.
Yeah, of course.
I was going to say, I feel like with the Hot Wheel thing, children don't understand the concept of sexism. And
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
understand.
Like back then, or
now,
In general,
now,
in general.
children don't understand
Kids are
that.
still-
It's
Yeah.
taught to them.
Yeah.
That's
It's
true.
taught that, you know, no, this is a girl's toy. No, this is a boy's toy.
Yeah.
It's taught in their brains.
Yeah.
When you go
Yeah.
into stores, it's like boy section, girl
But it's like
section.
that.
Yeah.
I find even with anything, like you'll see people do the gender reveal. It's like if a boy, it's blue. If it's pink, it's a girl.
Girl.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
not even. You look at like when I was older, even like you, because you're younger too. Even in everybody's generation, that's still what it
In
was. Like,
society,
Yeah.
that's just like how things are. It's like
Yeah.
the stupid thing of when you go into the store and there's like a pair of gloves, and then now that they're pink, they're
For a girl,
females,
yeah.
and you're like, it's a pair of gloves, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like blue.
yeah.
oh,
it
you
makes
like
it-
blue? What's up?
I actually
too
don't,
bad.
but I like blue.
I'm a pink guy, sorry.
Wow.
I
we can
knew
see
it.
that with you, Bond. With you for sure.
Wait, what? What do you say?
I'm a pink guy.
You're a pink guy?
Oh, yeah.
Pink's a great
Oh,
color.
yeah?
You're wearing pink right now.
Kind of. Just the wording, though.
Kind of.
Kind of.
He's like, don't look.
Why'd you say something?
feminine.
Like, what are you
shy.
talking about?
I'm shy now.
They only had this in pink, and I
They
didn't want to
actually
miss
did.
out on the opportunity to get the
They only had it
sweater.
in pink. I don't
You
get
still
it.
bought it?
Yeah.
I did, and it's
a good one.
overpriced, man. My gosh, that's pretty cool though. It's the when we were young concert in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sick. I got to see like my favorite bands from the early 2000s, like Blink 182 and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's old school.
Dude, that is so sick.
That's a throwback.
Man,
and a
everybody
half.
there's like in their 30s and 40s. I felt like I belonged.
You're not in like a 20-year-old crowd, you
No,
know?
there's kids too though. There's like 10-year-olds and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, because the people who are there, it's their children.
Yeah.
It's people your age, their little ones are with them. Like, oh man, I remember jamming out to this back in
They
the
have
day.
teenagers
Yeah.
now.
I
Let's
know,
go,
dude.
son. You're old enough to come with us. Experience Vegas because you're 21. Let's go.
Can you imagine that, man? There's like people there that are in their 30s and they got like teenager kids.
Yeah.
Just like, where's
Yeah.
my kid, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's crazier when you see your friends. They're just like, I'm on my third or fourth child.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Makes me
I'm
feel
sorry,
old.
what?
I'm like,
Yeah.
Miss Osholly, how many kids do you have? I got 0. All right. Let's see. So we were talking about Herbie.
yeah. Can I
Cars
quickly
and-
add on to that?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like going off of the whole as well, just growing up, not having that whole, you know, men do this, women do this. I feel like Herbie was such a very big movie as well with Lindsay Lohan during her prime time and stuff like that. Having a woman
Yeah.
lead in a car
Car
movie. I was like, this is so good. Like, to me, when I was watching as a kid, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a NASCAR race
Driver,
car
yeah.
driver.
Wait, what is
That's-
the movie about again? I kind of forgot.
She comes along this like car, and it has like
It's like alive,
it's
right?
alive.
The
It has a
car is alive,
personality.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so she races it. Like she does a bunch of things. Like it's really really cool.
That's cute. Mm-hmm. I gotta.
It's a
rewatch
wicked
it.
movie, man.
It
I
is a
love
very
it.
good
I think
movie.
it's
Last
sweet.
time I watched it was probably like 2008. Because I just
It's a
graduated.
really
from high
old,
school.
yeah, really
Yeah.
old. It's our childhood movie.
It is,
basically.
yeah. But especially just being a woman and watching a movie like that, it was like really like as a kid, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
empowering. But it is an empowering movie for a woman to watch.
Yeah.
In the car scene, and it made me want to do those things.
Yeah, I wish we had more movies like. I mean, in Fast and Furious, they did feature a lot of women there too. So
Yeah.
That's true.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
the second one where they had that Japanese chick driving the S2K?
Yeah.
Tokyo
Too
Drift?
Fast, Too
Yeah, Tokyo
Furious. No,
Drift.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Tokyo
The
Drift.
S2000.
Tokyo Drift. Yeah, the pink
The pink
one.
one
Yeah,
with all those,
where she like jumps
jumps
over the
bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's at Too Fast, Too Furious, right? In Miami?
That's
Too
probably my
Fast, Too
favorite.
Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
was gonna
favorite.
say, what's the main girl in that? Her name.
Michelle
Michelle
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
badass.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say she advocated for herself in that movie though, because they
Wait, she fought for
wanted
it?
to have her as arm candy in a movie like that, because it's based around a lot of vehicles and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So she came forward and was like, if you want me in this movie, then I get my own car. I get to be my own person. I get to not just be there for the man of the movie. So that was another cool thing as well, having
Oh,
a
so
very
she fought
strong
for that.
female
Yeah.
I like that.
person in a movie that's
Yeah.
about a lot of vehicles.
So apparently she dated Vin Diesel too, eh?
Oh, I
They
don't know.
dated for
I'm not surprised.
I was-
They
yeah.
worked for a very long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that other chick, what's her name? Jordana Brewster.
Brewster, yeah.
Yeah, she's-
Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they all in until now? Michelle Rodriguez and Jordana, or are they
She's
gone?
in Michelle's in.
Yeah,
They're
'cause
all-
Michelle is
I
in
think
that-
all the way to the end.
Dude,
Yeah,
I just
she's
stopped
in it the
watching it
whole-
Dude, 'cause
after like.
Michelle
fourth.
is in like I think the 8th or 9th movie, and she did like some where she was
I
like
know
riding a
she's in the
motorcycle
9th.
with no helmet, and everybody's just shooting guns, and I'm like, there's no way.
They just
It
bring
started to get a
logic.
little crazy.
It
Yeah.
does. So and that bridge scene where they were driving on that bridge, and then while it was like,
With
it's, like
Dwayne?
falling, I was like, "What the frick, man? You guys are just defying logic now. Aren't they going to space or something like that?"
You know,
I didn't watch the
what's
rest.
funny? I was gonna say that is I stopped watching them a long time ago, and I was laying in bed, and I just seen like I was on Netflix, and I seen the Fast 9. I was like, oh, cool, because they're not like the race car movies they used to be. So I was like, oh, it's like an action movie. It's just something to put on. I'm gonna fall asleep anyways watching it.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say they go to space because I laugh because everybody does it. Everybody's watched them. Like you said, oh,
Yeah.
the Too Fast, Too Furious is like they had a woman play a major role that was like, oh, it's like. I don't want to say a male should have played it, but that's how people look at it,
Yeah.
right? But it's
Yeah.
like, no, okay, a female played it. But they're in this, so they're going, and there's no more of that at all. It's like, yo, we're gonna take these cars and like
Oh,
drive through
God.
fucking buildings and do all this, and they
And
go to
outer
outer
space.
space.
Yeah.
They go to outer space in this thing. And the part that I laughed at is because everybody talks about it in the movie. Tyrese, he's there, and he's just like, yo, man, don't you guys think this is kind of fucking crazy? Like, we're taking a car to outer space.
it even
Nobody's
start?
gonna believe this shit, right?
they actually
But then they
did
show it
it.
later in the film. They have the car in outer space, like a Pontiac Fiero. They're like, yo, man, I know how to build cars. Trust me in this. He's like, dude, we're not fucking astronauts. Like,
I didn't
but they
see
do
that.
it. They put a car in space.
Yeah.
They're
Did it start,
literally in.
though?
Yeah. No,
it's-
because they have rocket boosters for your, like, they show them punching the gas
Yeah.
and, like, the rocket
God.
turns on.
Oh my god.
Didn't they
It
use
literally-
the guy from Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came back to that movie.
No, what's his name?
The Japanese guy.
No, yeah, Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift guy.
You know the guy who
kid.
replaced Paul Walker in
In-
the
yeah.
third one? They have the other
What's his
white
name?
guy from America.
Yeah. I
forget
And he
his-
goes to Japan. He gets
Yeah.
sent over there.
So
Oh,
he
Lucas
was
Black.
He
Yeah.
comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main guy. He comes
yeah.
back. They're just like living in Japan doing like rocket science shit instead of drifting cars. Like how you went from, yo, we drift cars underground. Yo, we build rocket ships now. Like what? Like
They're like, fuck it, we'll just go to space. Because why not?
He's crazy.
I think they should just stop making this movie, man. It's just getting crazy.
I think they're done.
So, what is the stereotype of being a woman in the car scene?
There's a lot.
Hook
There's
us
a
up.
lot.
What you got?
So, I mean, a big stereotype, which is the most common one, I feel like, is we're slow drivers.
Or terrible drivers.
Really bad drivers.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest one that I hear the most, probably. What else? Oh,
I think
got.
those are the top ones.
Or women can't drive like sports cars.
They think it's their
we have
boyfriend's
to
car.
stick to the vans or sedans sort
True.
of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is very, stereotyped as well.
Or it's your boyfriend's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that too.
The
huh?
boyfriend,
That's
the
number one.
boyfriend's vehicle.
Is it offensive though when they ask you that? Is that your boyfriend's car?
I'm a little offended. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm also, as sad as it sounds, used to it. Like going to a dealership, if I'm with a male friend or even like my dad or whoever, they will speak to them as if I'm not there.
Yeah.
Even though it's your car.
Always. And even at car meets, I get this quite often where someone's asking me about my rotary vehicle, and men that are nearby think that maybe they're more knowledgeable than I am on my car and will start to speak for me. They'll start to continue. I've had situations where I'm at car meets and new people will come up and be like, oh, is this your car? And I'll be like, yeah, this is my vehicle here. And then they start asking questions just about it. And I'll have like other male counterparts come forward and be like, oh, actually, this rotary car, it does this, and this. And I'm going, oh, okay. Did you want to explain my vehicle for me? Because if that's what you want to do, you can do that.
How long have you had the car for?
I've had my car for 8 years.
Oh my goodness.
Holy shit.
Damn, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I've never held the car.
Holy shit.
I've had my rotary for 8 years, yeah.
Wow, I've never held the car that long.
Yeah.
Longest I ever held the car is 5 years.
Yeah. How long have you had your rotary?
I had it in actually just last year.
Oh,
a
pretty
year
new.
and a half ago. No, last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a Mazda Speed before that.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
had
I
that
missed that
for,
car.
Dude,
that
that
Mazda
car is
Speed?
fun.
I like Mazda Speed.
Yeah.
She tried to sell it
They're
to me,
nice.
but I couldn't buy it that time.
Yeah,
I was
missed
actually
that car.
happy. It was another girl that bought it. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I
so I
love
was pretty
that.
happy with that.
Dude, I still got a video of you like ripping that thing around. Yeah.
A video?
Yeah, I got a video of you. Yeah.
A single video.
It is, because I was following
Just
you.
one.
I was following it. You were just like ripping around in that thing. I was like, what the frick?
Dude, I get I've gotten in so much trouble in that car. I almost lost my license from that car.
Your Mazda Speed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got so many like spotting like
Really?
videos. They're like, oh, I saw you ripping it. And I'm like, please.
You're like, no, you didn't.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, and speaking of which, especially if you're now that because you are dating like a car guy, the thing is like how many people actually know that your boyfriend is a car guy?
I think everybody knows.
Oh, everybody knows,
Yeah,
but it doesn't play on the fact that you're dating a car guy and why you have the car that you have right now and all that stuff.
In terms of owning my car?
Yeah.
Funny enough, I actually don't. With my RX-7 now, I've never really gotten anyone that come up to me or like and say, oh, hey, your boyfriend's car. Usually, I don't know, maybe it's an RX-7 thing, but I get like a lot of like this or like cool car, and usually it's older people, which is like
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
They know what's up.
yeah, like it makes my day every time, and it's like every old people like lady or like we had one time I was at I was parking at the grocery. And this old lady, she had her cane and she was like crossing and she's like doing this, and I'm like, yes. So it's one of those things. I think it's just because of the car where it's like it's a classic car, so people are more like,
Yeah.
yay.
Oh, like, yeah. how
Are you
old
planning
it
to
is.
build that completely still though? Like, are you still planning to build it? Like,
Did I tell you? I blew it up not too long
Oh,
ago.
no.
what the frick?
So dumbass me, I didn't check the oil, and anyways, it basically blew the motor because it was just completely burned. So Steve had to rebuild it for me, so he made the ports bigger and just all
The
the
benefits of having a boyfriend, eh?
I know.
Or a mechanic.
That specifically does rotary engines. That's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, that's
rare.
crazy.
Yeah, that's very
I
rare.
actually learned about a lot about rotaries when we rebuilt my car because I did some of the work with it and like I cleaned the shit out of it, lapped it, everything. So I was like, I learned a lot about a car engine in general because of rotaries.
I'm guessing you guys did change the apex seals on that one.
Yeah, we refreshed it.
My
yeah.
gosh, those things are crazy though. Like how they wear out.
Yeah, very fast.
And then like to rebuild that, how much is that going to cost? Like $3,000, $4,000?
So
You know
I
what?
actually rebuilt my engine. I've had it for 8 years. I drove it for a whole year, and I did not know anything about rotaries. I was like, oh, this is just a really cool car. I just, I love the little suicide door thing, like I was like, that's cute, whatever. But after a year of having it, completely blew it up, like completely engine gone. And there's a guy named Steve Wallace, who I'm sure you know.
We met him,
Pretty knowledgeable about rotaries, and I'm not sure if he does it anymore, but he rebuilds and
I think
a lot
he
of
doesn't anymore.
engines. Yes, I've heard. Yeah, he's stopped doing that, but he rebuilt my engine for about $5,000 or so.
Jeez.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, for a whole new system and everything like that. And he kind of like went down and explained everything on what I need to do. So since then, I'm always doing pre-mixing, which is, I feel like if you have a rotary, is super important.
Yeah,
I've never owned one, so I don't know. I can't relate.
But like when I got the car, no one told me about that, and everyone believes the whole, they know best on like what each vehicle is. But I would highly recommend pre-mixing your vehicle if you have a rotary car. It's so much smoother.
Yeah, because I was at a gas station and this guy comes up to me and he's like,
I've had this.
It's so cool. He's like, did you know that
my God.
You're supposed to like put premix, like blah, 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 as I am going to my car.
You're like,
taking my premix, dumping it in the gas.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, I've had at the gas station where I'm putting the premix in like the gas tank and someone's come over being like, what are you doing?
I've had that
and
too.
I'm like, no, this is supposed to do this. And they're
It's
like,
okay.
no,
It's
you're
supposed
not.
to. It's safe. Don't worry about it.
I've had that too. Where
I'm
they're
like,
like, what are you doing? They're like, why are you putting oil?
They think I'm dumb. I'm like,
they're
no,
like-
this is supposed to be there.
Yeah, they're like, do you know that that's the gas tank? I'm like,
No,
no,
but-
I don't know.
What is? Explain what the premix is. What is it?
I mean, essentially, it's like oil. You're supposed to use. It's like a special type of oil. The one that I use, it's like a 2-stroke. It's mostly for like motorcycles.
Yeah, dirt bikes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you put it in your gas tank?
A little bit, like a super small amount.
Okay.
Some of them are like blue. Like it's a very strange color, but you put just a little bit in. Yeah, especially if your gas is like completely on empty is the best time to do it, just to keep everything moving smoothly, just because it guzzles a lot of oil.
How often do you have to put it in? Every time?
Every time.
It's like a quart of premix for 5 liters.
That's for all rotaries?
They recommend it. Like I said, the year that I didn't do it is the year that I blew up the engine.
Motor,
They also highly recommend redlining, pushing your rotary very hard.
That sounds like a beautiful problem.
Yeah, you have to, or else it will break. So as if you're pushing your car super hard, you're redlining it every single time, you're pre-mixing, like you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing.
That's crazy.
It's typical.
Basically, if you own a rotary, it's like there's only 3 things a rotary likes: a lot of fuel,
Yep.
high RPM,
Yep.
and oil. Actually, the coolant too. As long as it's not overheating, then you're good.
What about the Apex seals though? What is the life on those? Like how long is it last usually?
Mine haven't been too bad.
Yeah.
I replace it if I have to do
Rebuild it,
or even sometimes oil changes or whatever. We'll switch things out.
Yeah.
Not often.
It really depends, right? How you take care of your car. Well, Steve told me that usually 12As use they live a little longer because they're more like robust engines.
What's a 12A?
So
This is the motor for your car.
Yeah.
Okay,
So mine's a
what's yours?
12A.
13B, right?
13B.
13, yeah.
Wait, 13B is not for the RX-7 like the FDs?
The RX-8s have 13B as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn! When are you getting your RX-7, bro? Because I know that's gonna be up next.
Once this thing's done, I love Mitsubishi stuff, man. But the RX-7s, they sound sick. They look cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
They
definitely
sound
wanna
good.
fuck
They
with them,
sound so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
sound, it's like what I had to put the huge cam in that thing to kind of get like the lope or like the rotary sound. It doesn't sound the exact same, but like something like that where hers, like she just puts a straight pipe and it sounds like it. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what
That is sick, dude.
But what happens if you put the premix on a non rotary? Can you?
I don't
know
one
what
of
would
those?
happen.
think
No,
it's gonna make any difference.
Does it make a difference?
Would it be too much?
Yeah. If depends, like if you were to say just like a factory vehicle,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like depending the mixture really.
Yeah.
If it's like minimal amount, you put a cap full in a whole gas tank, like a 40-liter tank, it's not going to do anything.
Oh, so
You
it
know what I
doesn't-
mean?
doesn't-
Like
it doesn't-
it depends. It's It's like say, oh, I can take a 5-liter jerry can of ethanol and put it in a basic car and it's not going to do shit. Right?
Yeah.
You'll be able to drive it and be fine, right? But if you fill it up on ethanol, your car ain't going to start.
Yeah. Are you planning to keep your RX-8 forever though?
I'm going to drive it to the ground.
What about you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've had people in the drive-thru be like, they asked me, "You're going to sell this?" Like, I would buy it. And I was like, no, because you're probably not going to buy it for the price that I would want it for.
What's the mileage on that thing now?
The shell itself, I think, is 153.
That's a lot.
But because it's a new engine, it's going to be like way
Probably
less,
Yeah.
way less than that.
Yeah.
And like I said, knock on wood, wherever wood is right now. Since it has been rebuilt over the 8 years, nothing has happened with this engine. Like, it's been pretty good and smooth.
Wait, when was the rebuild in this?
A year after I got it. So I've had it for 8. So the rebuild is now like 7 years old.
That's still pretty good.
So that's another thing. When you rebuild rotaries, as long as you build it right from the get-go, it will last for
A long time.
Yeah.
You also didn't daily drive yours though for the whole entire.
When I
7
first
years,
bought
8
it,
years, you
when I
did, but
first
then you
bought it, the
stopped,
first
right?
like 4 years that's my daily. Actually, longer than that, because I only just recently bought my beater Honda.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah, I do. I still have it. Yes, I do.
I thought it was gone by now.
No.
She's still got a lot of offer now.
Yeah, I've had the Honda for 2 years, so since then the RX-8's been my.
Didn't you say that thing was on
daily.
jacks or something like that?
It was in
That's
my
good.
driveway. Yes, the whole ball joint disconnected on the left wheel.
At least they can't steal it, right?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking. I was like, I mean, I guess they could take parts, sure, but
Yeah, but you can't.
The whole car as it is, they won't be able
I
to.
mean,
you
yeah.
fixed it. I was. Yeah.
He's
It was
had his
pretty
fair
bad.
share of Honda
Very
and
lucky.
broken knuckles,
Fuck
right?
Hondas, man.
he had.
I broke my hand on the last
interesting-
Honda I had.
Oh, God.
After I had that Honda I sold, I've never bought one again. Except
parts- the parts are
CRV.
cheap,
I only
though.
bought the CRV just to fix it and flip it. That was it. I bought it and I was like, Thomas, we're buying this thing. We're putting the transmission. It's getting the fuck out of here. We're not keeping it. Nothing else. No way, dude. No.
Yeah, that Honda was a curse, eh?
Yeah, that was
Was it
terrible.
getting stolen?
Everything,
Broke your
man.
knuckle?
Fuck. Broke my hand, then got it stolen. The dam's supposed to sell it. It gets stolen. I'm like, dude,
Once
I'm
it's
done.
out of
Like,
your hand, guess what happens? Everything's smooth. Shop's been good. Your
works.
Lancers keep running now.
yeah.
Parts keep coming in good, right?
Sure.
The
Because
curse
I
has
don't
been
do
lifted.
Honda shit.
That's
I say
right.
fuck the
That's
Hondas,
right.
man. No way. Not happening.
Well, we got a Honda hater over here.
Shit. I don't hate them. I won't own them anymore. It's,
Yeah.
it's like with the Volkswagen. I've had my Volkswagen share too, and no more. No more. No way.
It takes that one car for you to just like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not gonna
Never
do
do that
this.
again.
Yeah. Except Audis. I've had my fair share of Audis, but I still love them. If you can
had
find
an
a good
Audi?
deal, like a good deal, Audi B5, like a 5-speed Quattro
Yeah.
1.8T. Oh yeah.
I seen one. In
Those
North
things
Van
are
posted. It's pretty
wicked.
good.
But is it a good deal or is it posted for like what car prices are nowadays?
No, it
'Cause-
was a good deal. $4,000 for a little bit of like over 160 for the mileage.
No, I think it's
It's
like a little
pretty
bit over 300. I was like, yeah, it sounds like car prices nowadays.
$4,000 is not bad in North Van.
Well, the thing is, can you
It's a
drive it back
wagon
down
too.
here?
I used to buy those things for like $1,000, bro.
I know, I'm
That's
just
what I was
saying,
talking
For a
about.
good, decent running one, because all I've seen is like broken transmission, clutch is out for the manual ones I found.
Ooh, that's easy fix.
I know, but I'm looking for something that all-wheel drive as a beater, because nowadays I'd rather have all-wheel drive in the wintertime than four-wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I love
especially
my all-wheel
here.
drives. Oh, yeah. I mean, at least it's not as bad as Edmonton. Edmonton is just
Yeah, that's true.
ridiculous, you know?
Well, here it used to just be rain all the time, and now it's just like
It's a
over
lot
the
of
years.
snow.
Now you're getting a ton
It's
of
been
snow.
a year
That's-
since we had that snow, that crazy snow,
Winter
eh?
storm, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, when the
That was
Pattullo
bad.
Bridge just
Yeah.
locked up. Oh, my
That
gosh.
was a
like-
year ago.
That's been a year ago, yeah.
yeah.
It's November
crazy.
last year.
Yo,
And it's December now. There's not a
Yeah.
single snow.
good.
I
Keep
like
it
it.
like that. Yeah, good.
It's supposed to rain all week too. Rain all week.
I will
so, hey,
take that any day.
As
Yeah.
long as it stays
yeah.
warm, we're good.
All right. So with the way Vancouver is right now, have you guys heard about people still getting VIs?
Not as often.
No, yeah.
No, right?
Well,
Not as often.
my boyfriend just actually got me.
Did he? Oh,
I guess it's still happening.
But this is what
Shit.
But that is
this
his
still
fault.
happening. I still hear a lot of people getting it, but it's weird with him because he got a VI because But the cop was like, he pulled him over and he was like, oh, he's like, your car's too loud. He's like, dude, it's a rotary. He's like, I have 3 mufflers in it. He's like, it's just gonna be loud. Like, the cop's like going around his car trying to look for something. He got a VI for tires, for worn out tires.
Wait, I thought those were slick tires in the back. Or are they just bald?
No, they're just bald.
It's just bald.
That's
This entire time I thought they were slick tires, man.
No, they had threads before, but they were at that time they were already worn out.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hilarious thing to get a VI for.
Yeah.
Well, it fooled
But
me.
I didn't even know that like you can get a VI for worn out tires.
They can.
Yeah.
If
If the guy wants to be like a real,
I was gonna say he's being very
real-
picky.
Yeah.
because he couldn't find anything reasonable to give you a ticket, so he'll find something.
They
that
pull
will
it over,
give
they
you-
see a sports car.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna nail this guy. And it's like, oh, here's clean papers, here's clean
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck, you got 3 mufflers? You have an exhaust
How
system?
dare you.
What? Screw you and your
Damn it,
tires. That's it. Like,
Anything. Yeah, so which is annoying because a lot of times people who have modified cars, they work on their cars probably every day. They make
Yeah.
sure everything's good, and then you have these randoms with like recalls that are unsafe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you see those cars driving and they're all like beat up and their like bumpers are
Taped
hanging?
on,
Yeah.
slip strapped
Oh, yeah.
on, or they're not even taped
Yeah.
up. They're just dangling around and shit. And they're driving down the road. It's like, oh, it's okay.
And they don't even
like,
get
No,
the
it's
ice in
special.
those.
I
Yeah.
was
like
like,
flapping
how
like
are
this.
you
Yeah.
driving here?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I don't exactly know what ended up happening aside from Kane's lawsuit about somebody's death, right?
Yep.
And then ever since then, like the VI thing just disappeared. I mean,
I
good
think
thing.
you know what I think a big thing of it is though too is a lot of people have sold their cars, have got out of the car scene, have gone off roading, or have just taken their money and gone and done something else with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I don't want to say you guys, for example, you guys are in the cars. How much have you spent on your car over what you spent on audio equipment over the past 2 years? You know, it's
I don't
like
know. I'm pretty sure Bono has spent a lot on.
Don't ask
no,
me.
but you know what I mean. Over somebody who it's like, hey, there's all these VIs. Like it's, you can say, oh, I built that to go put on a track. It's different.
Yeah.
I'm not building it to be like, oh, I'm gonna go put on the street where there'd be. I wouldn't have put the exhaust I had on it. I wouldn't have lowered it much or tinted the windows or some stupid worn out tires to get pulled over for. And it's just like,
Yeah.
But can they VI you if you have a temporary pass though? No, right?
that's just, let's not talk about that one. That's whatever.
I'm curious.
I don't really care, to be honest. Like, you could VI me. I don't give
It
a
is a
shit.
track
They're
car
gonna
after
what? Oh,
all.
you have to go get an inspection. The second after get an inspection, the car's fucked. It's a track car anyways.
That's
I
true.
don't really.
That's true.
Who
No,
cares? I'll take this thing out next time then. Oh, that's done. Okay, whatever. That one's got insurance on it. Let's go. Like that one's
Yeah.
done. We got the black one outside. You just keep going.
But you ladies never had experience with VIs, right? Especially considering you guys shoot fires. Those freaking rotary engines, man. You don't even need to modify that thing. It just shoots fire.
That's pretty sweet.
Yo, remember Blake? Remember Blake at RX-8?
Blackie, I miss that guy. bro.
Dude,
Balake.
his
Balake.
Balake.
Blackie.
Yeah, his car just kept shooting flames, eh? Like it
Whenever
was,
we cruise back on the OG status 105 days,
yeah.
I always either follow him or the other guy, the Subi guy, Nero. And all together, when we cruise up in the Cypress side, I
Yeah, he would
see
just shoot
his
fire.
car just shoots. The same thing, a rotary car too. He drives that thing so much.
Wait, is that a thing even in stock?
Yeah,
Like, it's
so
just
I
fire?
have mine's stock, but I was just saying I have a gutted cat because I wasn't getting enough. Are we okay?
That's somebody's fault. Yeah.
Um,
So wait, you're straight
yes.
pipe?
Technically, yeah. So I
Okay.
had to gut the cat because there was not enough airflow going through my vehicle, and I remember looking under my car, and the entire thing was like super red, and I was like, "That's not
shit.
good." Yeah, that's not good. So we took it off, gutted the whole thing.
Right.
So yeah, it shoots flames like very very small ones, but
Yeah.
technically it's there. It's there. And that's
man.
with stock.
Sick.
That's with stock.
So you shoot flames, you shoot flames, you shoot flames, you shoot flames. If I started shooting flames, that's a big problem, man.
You will be worried.
The wrong
It's not
flames,
cool.
yeah.
I'd be worried if my
The
Tesla
wrong
started shooting
flame.
flames.
I mean, my car don't shoot flames stock. That's for sure. I wish it did that, but
Yeah.
Calling Tesla
Yeah.
technicians for sure.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Yo,
you got tons of you guys shooting flames all over the highway, man. Huge flames everywhere, man.
yeah, man. I
Fire
mean,
department showing up because they're so impressed, buddy. Shit.
it's the flame that counts, right?
Yeah.
It's the
You got mini sun on the highway.
oh man. Mic test. How are we? We good? We're good?
Yeah,
Touch your
good,
mic.
good,
Touch your mic.
good. Good break. Yeah, went to the store, came back, had a steak. Everything was
yeah.
good. Had dinner,
Had a
baked
nap.
How's
potatoes.
that mic for you? You good?
Full-ass
Good,
nap.
good. Test.
How's your mic?
Good.
Your mic is good. All right. So, with your experiences with having a rotary engine with shops, tell us the story.
I've had some tough situations before, definitely. We were just kind of briefly going over this where it's hard to find people who specifically work on rotary vehicles and fixing them. And especially in the car scene, there'll be a lot of people that claim that they know how to fix it. And then you get there and they don't. For me in particular, I had one incident in a shop where I went and this guy
The shop
promised.
cannot be named.
We cannot name the shop. They promised that they could work on rotary cars, that he had done it multiple times. And I was like, great. So I bring my car in. And since this situation has happened, I print out a picture of my dash now and tape it inside my car, telling people that for rotary cars, you cannot shut the car off until it's like a certain temperature. Because if you do that, the engine will flood. And you're going to screw your engine over.
Is that for every rotary?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of maintenance.
If you turn it off before it's like warm, then you're going to screw it over. So I brought it in. Like I said, he promised that he was going to work on it. And I was like, okay, like, you know about the whole warming up thing? And he goes, no. And I went,
Oh my God, this is a red flag.
I was like, what do you mean no? And he's like, if you have to warm your car up that much and not like before you turn it off, there's something wrong with your car. And I went, no, like that's just how rotaries are. And he brought me into the shop in front of all his mechanics and tried to say that I just don't know what I'm talking about. And I was like crying and stuff like that because I was like, no, like that's the first thing that you should know about a rotary vehicle is if you turn it off before it's warm, you're going to screw over your engine. Wow. So it was a very, very tough situation. I feel like now if I ever go to mechanics or anything, or I need to just drop my car off, like let's say an oil change or anything like that, I just print it on there. I'm like, don't turn it off before it's this temperature or you will flood my engine.
So when you bought your RX-8, did you know about that?
No. So the very first time that I ever, the first year, like I said, that I bought my RX-8, I was not knowledgeable enough.
But what made you buy it, though?
Trial and error.
Yes, it's like learning as I was going,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And I brought it to a shop, and I believe that they fully flooded it a bunch of times, couldn't figure out why they were flooding it, and handed it back to me. But I can't prove that this shop was flooding my engine a bunch of times. So there was nothing I could do, and that's when everything went downhill, and that's when I had to rebuild the engine. So
With RX-7s, you learn the hard way. It takes like the engine getting blown up until you're like, okay, that's what it is.
yeah.
So when you bought the car, did you buy it from a dealership?
I did. Well,
They never warned
it was
you?
a used dealership. I traded in my 1994 Pathfinder. That was my very, very first vehicle.
Yes. It's an off-roading beast. Yeah.
It was nice. It was a nice car. Very old. It was broken into a bunch of times because no alarm systems back then.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was my dad's and he gave it to me. But I traded that in for my RX-8. I think I paid like $7,000 for it at the time.
For the RX-8?
For my RX-8.
Are they really that cheap?
They were going
Back
for
then.
8 years ago.
Eight
when you
years
said you had it for 8 years?
Yeah, this is 8
8
years.
years ago,
That was
dude.
8 years ago.
8 years
Yeah.
ago. What year is that? 20?
For a used vehicle, I was like, that's
A lot of money back then.
Comparing, I was going from a 1994 Pathfinder to
Yeah.
a 2006 RX-8. I was like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
it was about like $7,000-8,000, I think.
But
Yeah.
what made you want to get it, though? Is it just because it's that?
Well, first off, I wanted something to me like an upgrade more than the Pathfinder. I wanted to.
The suicide door, bro. She
I was gonna say the suicide
flipping
door.
Those are
door is
super
what
convenient.
sold it.
That's what I wanted.
Those are so convenient, though.
I was gonna
Those
say
doors?
I have sisters, so to me, I wanted a vehicle that I could, if I had to, fit them in the back seat as well.
Yeah.
So I could, like have more people in my car. So a person
It's a 2+2,
vehicle,
right? It's not an actual like backseat.
You can fit people in there.
Yeah. But is it like comfortable? Because I've never
It's
actually.
cozy.
It's cozy.
For a giant, like you'd maybe.
Probably
It's
not. I've
cozy.
been lying
It's
down.
not.
No.
For you, if it's not.
My
You
legs
and your
sticking out of the
knees,
window.
yeah, your knees are like up at your chest.
No.
It'd be like scraping.
Nope. Oh, I see. Wow.
So that was the main thing, was that I'm like, oh, this is kind of convenient. If I had to fit like one of my sisters in the back, I could.
Yeah.
But ideally, it's like a 2-person
Car.
vehicle,
Yeah.
and it's sporty. I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, I really like that. So
With the hell that car has like brought into you and all the experiences, were there ever times where you felt like it's like I just want to get rid of it?
yeah, when the engine blew, I battled a lot with $5,000. That's a lot of money
That is-
too.
Especially
Even now.
after a
Bought
year
the
of
car
owning
for
it.
70
Yeah.
grand.
And I
Yeah.
bought it
You
for
bought it for
$7,000.
7 grand.
For
a
year later.
year.
Yeah.
we need
Literally.
another $5,000 in this bad boy.
Yeah,
Fix
and
it.
so I'm like $5,000. So the battle in my head was like, okay, well, I'm gonna either now just trash it. I've thrown $7,000 down the drain.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing out of this.
Yeah.
Or invest in it,
Rebuild
learn it, rebuild it, pay the $5,000. And like I said, I feel like it is, come back within the years for me. Out of the 7 years that I've had it,
$5,000 of
the
experience and
$5,000
knowledge
is
that you can't
like
really pay for.
exactly. I'm like
How long was the car dead for?
half a year.
Okay.
And
I
I
mean-
was battling with like who could fix the vehicle
Yeah.
until I landed on Steve Wallace, who at the time was a very hard person to reach
Yeah.
to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How long did it take him to work on it? Then?
about a month.
Wow. That's
About a month.
yeah. Okay. But you didn't have to buy the parts though. He had everything.
He supplied everything.
Are they actually like stock parts or are they all?
Yeah.
oh,
I'm not really sure where I guess he got them from, but it's all like stock.
okay.
Most of these guys, they order it from Alberta. There's like a guy that sells rotary parts from there. Forgot the name. It's
Like
like
brand new
Atkins
ones?
Rotary or something.
Like brand new ones or are they used?
They're brand new.
Some of
from
them
what
are
I
brand
know.
new, yeah.
Most of them are brand new, but some of them they kind of like they collected
Refurbished
them,
or-
refurbished. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, it was a lot up front. I'm like $5,000's a lot
Oh
for
yeah.
1 year.
Until now, until this day.
But then you
$5,000
think
is a
about
lot.
all of every single year you have to be putting in a lot of money into your vehicle. Like I just got an inspection done for my Honda and that was $800. Sorry, not $800. It was like $400. But $400
upsell was
for an inspection.
Another 400 for upsell.
Yeah. Did I say Honda? My Mazda. $400 on an inspection on my Mazda.
Yeah.
So over the 8 years, I feel like you're going to spend that amount of money on fixing your vehicle, little things here and there, doing oil changes, doing little parts and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, it's kind of like a good investment in the long run. And like, I've had my car for 8 years and I feel like it's still running
Would you
pretty
say
well.
Yeah, it's like reliable.
Yeah, it's running pretty well.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
That just sounds like you kind of got the shitty tail end of the long-term
It
maintenance.
was bad in
of
the
it.
beginning. Yeah, it was all bad in the beginning.
You spend $5,000. You think about it. You've had the car for what, another 7 years now?
Yeah.
The motor's still running good. How much longer can you run that?
That's what I said. So I'm like, I will run this to the ground. I like my car.
Yeah.
so.
At least you don't flip cars like we all do. Us.
I don't know what you're talking
Wasting
about.
money.
Man, for some reason I can't hold on to a car for longer than 5 years. I don't know why. It just-
Really?
Yeah. I just after 5 years it's like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Nobody flipped your car itself.
Not actually flip
Not
it.
yet. I don't think you could even flip a Tesla.
You never know.
Oh, we can. Yeah, wanna try some stuff.
Unless you're putting
you
in
wanna
the
go inside
water.
right now or what?
Yeah,
Unless
probably.
you're going
but-
swimming.
Through the water.
Because that is like Duracell batteries on that, man. Like, jeez. But have you guys gone to? I mean, you've traveled. You went to Mexico and all that stuff. Did you guys get to see any of the car scenes there or no?
Actually, no. I was hoping I would, but we didn't really get the chance to do so because I didn't want to. I don't know how safe
Dude,
it is.
Latinos got some crazy builds.
I
eh?
know. I
Yeah.
said that.
Oh
I
my
said
goodness.
that.
Really?
Yeah, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we just go there and kind of like see for ourselves? Like, I
I don't know
how
where
it
I'd
is.
start for that. Like,
Exactly.
where would you
Yeah.
find that?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the things like when you go to Mexico, it's you got to go into like the actual city. If, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure every one of us has gone to Mexico or you know of. You
Yeah.
go to the tourist area. It's the beach side.
course, yeah.
I've gone there. Like, I've traveled around the touristy area of Mexico. There's no car
no,
scene.
no.
You
I
got,
I was gonna say I don't know where
you
to look
get-
for it.
Yeah, like you see everybody driving around. They're driving around these piece of shit trucks that are or cars that you got like they're rusted out or even like the
Yeah.
rentals. I went over to Cosmo Island and got a Jeep
Isn't
rental.
Hiram from Mexico?
Puerto Rico?
Oh,
Louis is from Mexico. My other Mexican buddy.
okay. Yeah, but they got
But
some
the
pretty
car
crazy
is
builds,
there.
man.
Like I rented a Jeep, and the guy's like, I wanted a manual once we're going on like the Jeep tour, and I was like, yeah, I can drive manual, dude. It's fine. I drive this shit here all the time. And I get in, I go let the clutch out, and there's no clutch. Like it's fuck. Like this thing should
my
be changed here soon. So I'm like letting it go out, and I'm like, oh, I'm not in gear, right? So I push the clutch, and I go, no, it's in gear. And I like just let it out, and it's just like boom, it stalls, and the guy looks at me. You really know how to drive standard? I'm like, you guys know how to put a fucking clutch in a car? Like, but they're not like, there was nothing there that I was like, oh, you know, you see Jeeps driving around here at nice wheels, they're jacked up. Like something, no, they're stock wheels,
That's
piles
hilarious.
of shit.
Wow.
Like,
That's funny.
I don't see any car scene down there for that. But you know what? I see people that go to Cuba on resorts, they have beautiful old school Bel Airs and stuff
Oh, like
like
the
that.
classics.
Classics, yeah. But there's a lot of it down there for car scene. You have like elderly people, women, you have men, you have like granny, grandpas, everybody like that down there. I find it's a lot bigger compared to say, like I know my grandparents aren't riding around in their Chevy showing up to car meets here, but you know what I mean? It's they last a lot down there, the cars,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Shows up in his caddy.
Very true.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Well, but your grandparents, they were never like into cars just like you were, right? Like your grandpa never collected like cars and stuff?
No, I wouldn't say he like collected cars. No, he had like his pickup, but I mean,
Because you know how these old folks got like Skechers and Corvettes and stuff?
no, my grandpa's not like that. No, he's he's not out at your local gas station in America trying to gap your ass on the highway racing Teslas out there in his C6 Corvette. Like, yeah. No, my grandpa's the type of guy. He had like his old school GMC pickup, and he had like that. Like Maddie said, she spent $5,000 on a motor. He probably spent that tenfold keeping the thing forever.
Oh,
Like he
that.
just he had
keep
it.
forever.
It's like, oh, I bought this back at the dealership when it was $5,000 in 1964. It's like, the fuck, Pop? Like, are you serious? You got any technology? I still list my cassettes in there. It's like, dude, we got like Apple CarPlay and stuff
God.
now.
He's
but
like, what's that?
They just kept it.
That was just a
car.
cassette.
Yeah.
Oh, do you really?
I do.
Oh, so that's
No
wicked.
way.
Yeah, like literally a cassette. I was like, I was gonna change it to like an actual player.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, I'll keep it.
Yeah,
See,
why
that's a
not?
rare thing, though. You know what? That's like
Yeah.
an 80s thing. Like I remember I got the clock for the truck, and it's like it seems so stupid. It's like, but I got a digital clock in the car. That it was like
Ooh.
The
that
green
was
one?
the
It's like
selling
green, right?
feature. Yeah, it was green, but it
green.
just had a pocket. So when you put the clock, buddy, sheesh, this one didn't even come with didn't
Power
have the
steering.
radio option. No, that was a
That's
luxury feature back then.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. You had the sound
like-
system put in, so
Yeah.
they gave you 2 little 4-inch DAS speakers, and you had radio and tape. Imagine that.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fancier one is the one my uncle had before. It's a big ass pickup truck. It's like a Jeepney version, but it's an actual.
A Jeepney version? Yeah.
Yeah,
The vans,
yeah.
right? The vans, yeah.
He had that, but it came with an actual equalizer that was super.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
hilarious.
It was like, that shit. I was like, my uncle.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you touching that thing? What's this for? Touch that thing. And then hit me in the head like.
My car has the whole 6 CDs. It holds 6 CDs in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you still have
Yeah,
it? You still
did
have
you
it?
see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wants me to take it out. I'm like, no, leave it.
No, man.
I
this
like
is
my
classic.
Is it in the back?
CDs.
Wait,
Do you
what?
have it in the back?
No, it's like
Oh,
it's
it's in the
there.
front?
It's that's what the whole radio is.
No, my
I've seen
Subaru was in the
some cars-
back.
I know, I was going to say that. Yeah, you go like in the trunk and you like pop open your
What?
seat.
Yeah. My
You
Subaru
pop the
CD
trunk
was
and you like
funny.
you grab this little box, you pull it out and
Yeah.
you slide in your
That's
CDs,
hilarious.
jam her back
No.
in there.
Yeah, it's in my STI. It was in the back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Really?
dude, that sucks though. Eh? Like, if you want to change
Yeah,
the
the
Imagine
CDs.
car,
driving,
yeah.
you're on a long road trip. Okay, all 6
Your
CDs are
breakup
done. We're on
song
repeat.
comes on, you're like, fuck, gotta pull over.
I was gonna say,
Over and change
it's
the
on
CDs.
loop. It's
Side of the
yeah.
highway.
It's skipping.
Oh,
It's
shit.
stuck on the same part.
Good time. See, the thing is,
Some guy's
one,
gonna pull out. Yo, sir, you need help changing your tire? No, man, I'm changing my breakup song. I gotta take all my luggage out. Trying to get your CDs.
oh yeah,
Shit. What are you doing? I'm just trying to
gotta
change my CD, man.
It's like, why's your luggage out? Well, it's over there. It's
It's in the
inside.
back. No on the fly anymore.
Oh man. All right, so for ladies, you know how a lot of females usually when they see cars, they go like, "Oh, that's cute," you know, like pink cars or Hello Kitty cars and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Are you guys more into performance or the looks?
I myself is a performance girl.
Yes.
And I like the looks.
You're more into the
There we
looks.
go.
Best of
yeah.
both.
A little bit of both. I like the performance
Yeah.
stuff, but I think you're maybe a little bit more knowledgeable on
I
that
think
part
that's
of
the
it.
reason
so,
why. Yeah.
I mean, if someone came along and was willing to teach me about their car, about the performance part, I'd be like, heck
You'll
yeah,
appreciate-
like
yeah.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's not
So
like
I mean, if you
no.
say if you had the same opportunity that she had, you'd say you'd be a lot more open to doing performance stuff on your car.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do like my car being stock the way it is, personally.
Is it lower?
No.
Or is it just the rims?
It's just the way it is, yeah.
Oh.
The rims are a little bit bigger than
Yeah.
the original,
Okay.
but
Well, if
Yeah.
And then you have the wing.
not anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, yeah. You
Wait.
used to. You used to.
Not
removed the wing?
anymore. So my car 2 years ago was in a car accident. A semi truck drove into the back of the RX-8 while I was at a stoplight.
oh, no. There goes
And
the
so
wing.
the whole
Boom.
trunk and the bumper and stuff and the wing, the wing was almost like ripped in half.
And can't get in anymore.
Yeah, no, I can't find. Well, my friend was very nice enough to give it to me for about $300, but yeah, it sucks. I really liked my wing.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you. Yeah, you showed me the photo. Yeah, it looks really sick.
Yeah, it suited it very well. It's too
Well,
bad.
if money was not an issue, what cars would you guys be getting though?
I would keep my RX-7, dude.
You would probably build the hell out of that.
You can
get
build
an
so
F-
much.
Yeah.
I'll get an FD for sure and build the shit out of it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Rob Dam.
Yeah.
I
He's
would
got
love
some
to.
crazy shit.
I'd love to get an S2000 if I could.
Those are
Oh.
unicorns
Those
now,
are
eh?
cool
Yeah.
too.
I feel like you could just do so much, like look-wise. You can
Yeah.
modify that vehicle
Yeah.
quite a lot. So I'm like, that'd be super fun to drive. Both,
looks.
right? That's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Both.
Even
so.
OEM
yeah.
look too. An OEM. You know who has a really Citrus? Citrus's
Oh,
S2000.
yeah.
That thing is fucking clean,
That thing is
dude.
mint.
That is mint shape.
Don't they go for like 40 grand right now?
They're very expensive.
I don't care. I'd
Yeah.
spend 40 grand on that thing. I told him when he wants to sell it, let me know.
Dude, I remember when they were 13 grand.
Yeah, I know.
They're
I was
They're
like,
very
"Damn, this is
expensive
so
now."
expensive, and now you're
now it's like 40
wow.
grand. I was like, what? 40 grand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look every once in a while. I'm like, oh man.
What year were they
so
released?
expensive.
2004? 2?
I don't know. I think it was 2002.
Because they were already out during Too Fast,
2002.
Too Furious, right? So that's
Yeah.
2002 or 1?
I think 2002 was the last model. That's
Oh
when
my
they
god, is that
discontinued.
old?
If I had one of those though, like I
Really?
could make it look like the Fast and Furious one. I'd be
The
like,
pink
let's
one?
do
The
it. Let's
pink
do
one?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
That's one of those cars that can suit a bunch of different stuff like
Yeah,
that.
why
Like,
not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be sick. It
100%.
would be so sick.
But damn.
I even wear a pink shirt. I don't care.
Pink everything. It's a S2K.
I
Yeah.
like my pinks. So wait, what did you guys want to talk about, you said?
Your shop. You recently did a
Performance.
Oh,
female workshop.
Yeah.
Right. What's yeah, because you guys did the female thing. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
so we started on we started this program. We call it Boost Her Skills. Ooh.
Boost her
I
or
love
booster?
it. I love
Boost,
it.
Yeah, basically
Sounds
Boost
good.
her.
Oh, that's
Her.
skills.
that's
So
yeah.
basically, the idea of the workshop is we get a bunch of women together. We invite a bunch of women together where we teach them how to do basic skills on a car, like things like jumping your car, doing your tire pressures. I am
Just like the
surprised-
basic stuff, right?
Yeah, like just literally basic like safety
Yeah.
stuff or knowledge and
That's awesome.
when it comes to your car. Basically, the goal is just empowering women with the knowledge to just at least understand your car a little bit better. That way, when you're going to a shop, you understand when they're what do you call it? When they're recommending any
Things
service
to do,
you,
yeah.
you're like, okay, well, I've done this. I'm not supposed to do it again. Like, so
That's
just
awesome.
little things like that, and anything we raise in terms of money from the workshop, we always pick an organization that we can donate it to.
I love that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
it's like a
cool.
full circle.
Yeah, how often do you guys do it though? Is it like,
Well, we're trying to do it because we just started it in the summertime. So we're trying to do it every, maybe every season change where you swap
oh,
to
like 4
summer.
times a year.
Maybe we'll do it like 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
Just to kind of have like the idea is to like have it as often as like when the season changes. That way people are like, okay,
Summer
Yeah.
to winter to.
yeah.
I love that just because being a woman, you create such a safe space by doing what you're
Exactly.
doing. And it's really nice because in high school, we all, at least at my school, we had like a mechanic shop, which unfortunately it was mostly men that
Yes, it is.
are in those shops. But I felt like I just couldn't learn enough because even the teachers unknowingly, will always try to choose the men to do the volunteering and the men to do the harder work. And
Yeah.
like, I didn't feel like I learn this, even just simple things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so.
And the thing is, like, I find the problem with that is women and men are different in terms of technical skills. Guys are more like hands-on technical.
Yeah.
Women, they have to understand the basic things of it or how things work for them to actually like, okay, I can do this. You know, like it takes a whole understanding.
Yeah.
Because we're not technical. Like, at least in my opinion. So like for at least a woman to be able to do something in terms of like hands-on skills, they have to understand things mechanically, at least basic things of it. So that's kind of what we touched on. Like, we talk about basic how things work.
Yeah, especially things like oil change, brake change. I mean, I feel like those things are like the basics that could save you a lot of money in the long run.
Yeah,
Crucial.
that's what we talked about last time too, was the basic stuff that
Yeah.
you would attempt to do on your own over bringing it to a shop.
Saves you a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of headache. When I worked at a dealership, it's very common, especially during the colder times where your tire light comes on, everybody
Yeah.
freaking freaks out. And I'm like, okay, it's not something that you should
As scary,
be
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a scary thing. As long as you understand your car, you know what to check,
Yeah.
you're fine. So like a lot of people don't even understand as simple as a tire light.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
indicator light, not a tow
Yeah.
it to the dealership.
Exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
It's
it's just saying, hey,
thing.
just so you know, this thing is a little bit lower than it should be. No big deal or nothing, but
Don't
hey,
freak out.
Yeah.
it is low.
Yeah.
I think it's time for dealership.
Yeah, and then they
Tow truck.
They
Yeah.
also
CAA.
make these memes, or actually, I don't even know if they're memes. It seems like they're real. Like how when the women would bring like a car for an oil change, and then sometimes it's like empty, like the oil pan is completely empty, or it's like white. Do you think those are real, right? Like those are,
I have seen
You've
some
seen
of
those,
them,
right?
and I will say this: I'll just say this. Okay, I'm not one. I don't really care if it's a guy or a girl. There's guys out there who are fucking morons, and there's girls out there. I'll be straight up. It's
Yeah.
true. There's guys out there who don't know how to fucking like. I've had people come here. Hey, I don't know. This stopped working. What do I do? It's like, oh, it's just a fuse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something. To me, it may seem super simple, but to someone who has no, like you said, basic concepts of like, oh, an indicator light comes on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, BCAA, I need to bring it to Mazda. I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
over just being like, hey, tire, the air, like it's cold, so
Yeah.
your tire pressure is going to drop a little bit. Like you said, no big deal. It's not a panic,
Yeah.
but this does happen, right? So it's like, some people, there's guys who don't know, girls who don't know. I think it just really comes down on that individual, say someone who offers something that is like, hey, I can teach you the basic fundamentals of, hey, wintertime comes around, check your oil.
Yeah.
You know, or summertime, sorry, you're going to burn a lot more in summer because it's hotter.
Yeah.
That's a valid thing. Most people wouldn't say, oh, you just drive the car. I drive it the same amount winter and summer. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, 30, 40 degrees outside is a lot different than negative
Yeah.
5, but
Absolutely.
it's the accessibility of
Yeah.
having that there, like disposable for people, right?
but yeah,
And matter of fact it's just like what you said. It doesn't matter if it's a girl or a guy. A lot of people that own cars nowadays don't even know how
No.
to change a tire.
Yeah.
Which I believe you should at least know these things.
like
Well, because
low-tech
everything
tires?
is very automatic nowadays, like especially in your vehicle, like you just said, like it tells you when your tire pressure's off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
old cars, like my car's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
My car does not tell me when my tire's low.
No,
like,
and even shops now got like coupons where it's like free rotation of tires, free oil change,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? So it's super convenient now for
Or
a lot of people.
That's
People
the
don't
two
even
is the
know.
convenience of it also.
Yeah, so
it's
people-
like
yeah.
you can go and you buy a new car. Like you said, your old Honda doesn't tell you it. So that would
my
be
Mazda,
something.
my RX-8 doesn't even tell me that.
Or because see,
Yeah.
these I hate to say it, they're older
No,
cars,
no, yeah,
right?
totally.
It sucks it being 2023, but lots of like even stuff like that. And
They are, yeah.
everything I have, it doesn't have it either.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like we grew up with cars where it was like if you went outside and you were driving, your car kept going like this. You're
Yeah.
like, you get out. Oh shit, yo, that
Yes.
tire's low. You weren't there like
Yeah.
bing. Oh no, my tire's low. What do I do?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like you grew up learning to check those types of
Yeah.
things. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure you grew up and your parents were
Yeah.
like, hey, when you leave,
Oh, yeah.
it's like say a company vehicle, you have to do a circle check. You walk around, make sure you have fucking air in your tires.
Everything,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you start the car, it doesn't start. Why? Oh, there's no lights. It's battery probably. Like there was simple common things we got taught.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
nowadays is it's so computerized, so automated,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
Yeah,
Like it's
'cause-
almost at the point it's like, oh, Tesla, this part's wearing down. Boom, package
Just
shows up
tells
on
you
your
everything.
doorstep, and it's
Yeah.
like, here, your car's gonna need this in 2 weeks.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna
Put it on your car.
I
Like-
wanted to add to that over as well. That's where I feel like a lot of people nowadays, unfortunately, don't know how to drive in general because,
Yep.
unfortunately, like Teslas and stuff, you
Automated
got
stuff.
a reverse camera. You don't need to turn around and look behind you. If you want to, take a turn or anything like that, you don't need to check your blind spot. A camera's going to come up and show you that nobody's in your blind spot. And I just feel like that's also so dangerous that if people moving
The
forward
thing-
nowadays are going to be getting tested for the road, they should be testing in a vehicle that doesn't have cameras to tell you where
I was
things
gonna
are.
ask you that because you do driving
Yes.
instructing, and
Yeah.
I thought this was the coolest feature I've ever seen in cars. Like when you know how to drive, it's different, right? But like I do agree with you because there's cars I've seen now. Oh, you want to
tells
park? You have like a fucking this far the distance we need to be here between the car bumpers, right? So that's but that's what you have, and it's like flick, and the car fucking like crab walks and it parks sideways.
Yeah.
Okay. So I seen that. I was like, well, that's fucking cool, right? But then it's like you have someone who does driving instructing to what the future's going to, where it's like, how acceptable is it that you have, I'm going to go take a driving course with you. And like she said, they have all these blind spot detectors. So I can be driving and it's like,
It's going to tell me.
mentally, I'm
someone's next to
like,
it.
I'm going to take this thing so my driver instructor tells me to do. Even though you have cameras mirrors set up so you can see, you may know to test that person. It's like bing, 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 bing. Like, oh, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to chill, bro. You don't
So-
learn anything though.
As a driving instructor and a Tesla owner, to be honest, the worst car that you could practice in is a Tesla. I'm not even kidding. Because the Tesla is a babysitter.
That's right.
You don't.
But let me ask you now, because you say a Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I like what Maddie said is it's not also on it being a Tesla car. Because my girl just got a company car and this it was fucking wicked when I drove it.
Yeah,
It's a
but it doesn't brake
Subaru.
for you, bro.
No, it's a Subaru.
It's newer vehicles. They
but
all have this.
The brake,
like-
it still slows down for you.
Yeah. Oh, does
Yeah.
it?
It won't. It doesn't. Because
Oh,
I've
is that
driven
your electric
both.
one?
No, I've driven. No, it's a gas powered Subaru, but it's Starlink as what I think they call it for the Subaru.
Okay.
But it has it. So you turn on the cruise control lane departure just like you do in the
yeah,
Tesla,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you have to have cruise control on. So you're driving down the highway. It senses it for you.
Yeah.
And it's a Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like there, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is. I know on like Corollas they have a lane
They have a lane
departure, or
departure.
they have
Yeah.
blind spot, but it doesn't correct you.
Yeah.
The Subaru, I'm like this, and it.
Yeah, it follows.
So I try to like, let's fuck with this thing, right? And I'm like,
Wild.
and it's like, nope,
Yeah,
like
corrects,
it pulls
right?
back.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Subaru.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie though, some of the worst students that I work with, like habit-wise, are people that drive modern cars. I've had students that couldn't parallel parking without using the cameras. I've had students that can't tell the distance from the curb, how far you are from the curb.
That's the biggest thing I see on the road.
Yeah, and then they can't tell how far their bumper is from like a wall or something because they rely too much on the sensors. Those I try to tell them how to fix that, but I don't think you could really teach senses.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
You can't.
You
You
have to learn it because when I learned how to reverse or even
Yeah.
park my vehicle,
Yeah.
my dad would get out of the vehicle,
Literally.
stand in my way, and go, "Don't hit me." He would be like, "Mom, he wouldn't hit me."
That's brave, dude. That's brave. I
like that.
Holy shit.
It worked though because I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna kill my dad!" Like,
Yeah.
but like reversing because then I could see the distance between
Yeah.
my vehicle and my dad standing like in the middle
Yeah.
of the road.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it works.
So that's where you can kind of see like the skills level of like an old school driver versus somebody that's just learning right now. Doesn't matter what age it is. It's because with modern cars, you got sensors everywhere, man. You could be
Yeah,
lazy and
yeah.
it's going to tell you if you're about
it's
to hit
standard
something.
now with cars.
Yeah, and then with Teslas as well, it's just kind of like that thing just babysits you like
It just
crazy.
does
man.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and, I mean, you don't even have to step on the brakes. That car will
Yeah.
stop for you. And then if you get too close to a car, you just lock up the brakes. You know so
I find that's a dangerous thing though sometimes for when people do know how to drive is
Yeah.
I had a Jetta and it does like the automatic braking thing and I was like just cruising and stuff and traffic slowed down and I was going up the hill so I knew the car would naturally slow down so I didn't touch the brakes. That shit just locked up. It was
Oh.
what the fuck?
Oh my god.
that
Scared
happened.
the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So all of these, because there is a driving school as well in Richmond that uses Teslas. And I'm like, is that really the best thing
Yeah.
to use? I mean, sure,
Yeah.
it's gonna save you money on the batteries or in the gas and stuff like that, but I don't think a Tesla's the best car to practice.
There should be like a practice driving mode of turning all of the cameras
Everything off.
everything off while they're being taught how
Tesla
to do
don't run
this.
then though.
No,
I know,
man,
but
those
Tesla
things
I'm
are
saying it
robots.
should.
That's it.
Those
Tesla,
are-
you better get on that.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things. You go to that school
Yeah.
because you have a Tesla and you're gonna own it after. You're just gonna
Yeah,
go from the
most
sedan to
people
the
are, yeah.
SUV or some shit like that. You're never getting out of that like platform. That's where you're staying. Then it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. But
You're always gonna crab walk to Parallel Park now. So what's up, Hyundai?
A
Jesus
lot of
Christ.
people nowadays, especially younger ones, they go reliant on all these newer features of
Yeah.
this vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
they use that advantage, which they don't see that in the after effects of those ones when they do actually drive in the natural world in the highways. That hey, I'm driving this one. Oh, lane departure. Why
it
is that
doesn't
thinking?
develop their senses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
and you
Yeah.
become super reliant on the
Yeah.
that they're supposed to be features, but now it's become like
That it will
Too
warn me
dependent.
of vehicles
Yeah.
there.
Like,
Like
when I
turn your
work-
head and see if a vehicle is behind you.
yeah, exactly. When I worked at
Please.
the dealership, I ran across a lot of complaints like that, where they're like, "I want a new car. This car like is supposed to stop for me," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Lady,
Nope,
can stop
you
yourself.
got
I'm
brake
supposed to
pedal there,
stop for
lady.
you."
Yeah.
Man.
I
And
think she
then you
needs
got
a
all these blind
driver.
spot sensors
Yeah.
and stuff.
Private driver.
That and
So-
a big thing I noticed too is manual to automatic transmissions too. How
What?
many of the like automatic to manual transmissions? How many younger generation can't drive a manual?
Oh, yeah.
Like they have no. It's like oh yeah, I can't drive.
I
that
don't know
car.
how to do
It's like
it.
what? Like are you
Yeah.
serious? Yeah,
Only got
it's
two
like,
legs.
fuck.
What is that third pedal for?
Yeah, they have no idea what it is
No
because
idea.
everything's
No,
just
no, no.
automatic.
Yeah, and then they start this arguments like, yeah, an automatic can shift faster. But yeah, dude,
I was
there's
gonna
still
say it might
some-
be dying. That's what they say.
the manuals.
About manuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is, but I really wish it doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
because it's man, these things are relics, man. I love manual cars.
You
think
know
it's
what, though,
dying
is-
in the North America though, because in Europe,
Yeah.
Asia,
Yeah.
they're still sold. Even in Mexico, they're solely
Majority
all,
of them
like,
is
are
manual.
standard.
Yeah.
Then again, they are
an
cheaper, too.
automatic over there is considered like a luxury
Exactly.
car to
Yeah.
them.
Even in
It's like
Philippines,
that's
yeah.
In the Philippines too, yeah. Yeah.
So
Here I find it's like you just have your typical, like I don't care how many years it goes on, how many new ones, Jeeps. You always see a manual Jeep. Like Dodge, like Mopar, they put out that shit all the time. They're never,
well, because the Jeep is actually good for like rock climbing and stuff like that, right?
I was gonna say it's
Off-road.
better that way.
Yeah.
For off-roading.
Yeah.
Rock climbing? Did you just?
No, yeah, seriously.
yeah.
You ever seen like rock
Oh, yeah,
climbers?
yeah.
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 Those guys are nuts.
you were
Those
hell yeah,
guys
man.
are crazy.
You see a Jeep climbing.
They're legit. I've
Yeah.
seen one.
Oh, yeah,
They
man.
legit, they just like spider crawl up the shit. It's fucking crazy.
The differentials on those things is just like, I feel bad for the suspensions on those things.
Yeah, they're usually built for that shit though. They're crazy.
All right, so I think this is going to be our last subject here. Now, when it comes to diversity, from, let's say, compare it from like 20 years ago versus the next 20 years, do you think there's going to be more females in the car scene?
I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think we're slowly getting there.
Keywords, slowly.
Yes, slowly. It's not just gonna like happen super quickly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
think just in general, not just in the car scene, sexism is gonna be a thing that's going to be around for a very, very long time. In no matter what field, unfortunately,
But-
we are in.
What do you think are the pros of being a female in this? And being in the,
The
cars?
pros
The
of a
pros.
female?
Because there's definitely a lot of cons, you know, being like a female in the car scene. But what are the pros though?
I think one of the pros is being a woman in the industry itself, because there's not a lot of them.
You guys turn heads.
Exactly. Not only that, you inspire other women that could be, because I'm sure there's a lot of women that likes cars. They just don't tap into that world because it's a lot of men.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna excel in that. So it's in a way you inspire a lot of people that hey, as a woman, you can excel in this industry. You can also work on cars. It's okay to be holding a wrench and turning wrenches and stuff like that. So it kind of removes that stigma and that fear or intimidation
Yeah.
in a lot of people's, like, the way they see things.
Yeah.
So now that we're discussing that, you guys ever watch like motorsports, like F1, Formula One? And,
Yeah.
Those, Do you think there's gonna be ever a day where some of the racers are gonna be female?
Dude,
There are
There
female
is, yeah.
ones.
No, I mean like playing in the actual same field. Like
There
you know,
are.
I don't think I've ever seen a
Did-
Formula
Yeah.
driver.
Let me
Yeah.
let me get my
There's
notes
actually
out.
one.
Actually,
Yeah,
Hold on one second.
you're starting to get him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
now.
Bianca, right? But
Yeah,
she's not in the actual Formula One versus like actual professional drivers. Is what I mean.
You never know, because
Well-
there's always that one person that will start
Yeah.
it, that will
Yeah.
excel in it. and
That's
then-
what I
There-
wanna see.
There is
Yeah.
a female, actually. We can Google her if you want to, but
There's-
she
for
is going to
McLaren?
be in the 2024 F1 races.
Is it
Is it
Ken
Bianca?
Block's daughter?
I don't know.
Oh,
we
I
can
think
switch it up.
I think
Yeah.
it was her. I think
Leah Block.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause
it
she-
was.
That sounds
Leah
more
Block,
familiar.
Yeah.
And she's going to be in that.
She's in the academy, but I would love to see her actually racing.
That girl
on the
is
Formula One.
crazy.
Well, that all
But-
falls
Yeah.
under as well, though, the whole sexism thing of like women aren't as good as men in racing and stuff like this,
Yeah.
and why we won't have those opportunities or as much opportunities to be able to go out and do those things, right?
The exact same thing, if you want to look at it's the exact, you can compare it from women to men, is you went and seen the Gran Turismo movie.
I did. I love
So
that movie.
you watch that movie, they
Yeah.
base it off of people playing video games
Video versus real
to
racers.
competing in
Yeah.
the same league you're talking, or sorry, not F1, but racing at Le Mans on a
Yeah, Le
fucking
Mans, yeah.
professional track with
Yeah.
professional people.
Yeah.
They have a woman driver who's going through an academy, the same, learning from a video game to a real life sports car with like G-force and response
Oh, yeah.
back from a car to
Yeah.
say a
guys
woman,
should
a
see that
woman
movie.
being able to compete to say, I don't want to like be sexist, but to a men's level or to what that level is set for.
Yeah.
If it's whatever the racing guidelines are to that everybody meets that same requirement, it just has to take that one person to do it.
And I feel like with motorsports, it's a little bit different. So it's kind of like, I mean, again, it's this is gonna be a very controversial thing, right? Like a male versus a female in wrestling, it's kind of different, or something like
Yeah.
like.
Do you
oh,
think that though that a body is the
No,
same
no,
as
no.
a vehicle?
No, that's what I mean.
Not the same thing.
I was gonna say that was a little bit different.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of like when it comes to racing, I feel like everybody's even.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what I'm-
Because
that's
that
what I'm
comes
saying.
down to
Yeah.
the skill,
Universality.
Right?
about it.
That's
the
why
skill
Yeah.
of what
I
the
wanna
person
see-
can do.
That's equal, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I feel like with motorsports, it's like it's an equal playing field. It's just
Yeah.
who has
Yeah.
the most money to put in their car, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
If you don't mind me
I
talking,
wouldn't say the money. It comes down to a lot on the skill.
There's a lot of
it.
factors
You know
in
what
there.
I mean? Like it's not you can give me 1,000 horsepower car. You can give her 1,000 horsepower car. We'll both run a different lap time.
Probably.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, my strength over your strength is different because I wrench on a car all day and you do camera stuff all day.
Yeah.
That can come into two things. My hand strength of gripping a steering wheel to hold tighter in a car and say corner to what you could do or what she could do is different.
Yeah.
That plays a lot into everything
Yeah.
over just money.
I was gonna say, I brought a little thing here.
Oh, yes, I love that.
We were talking
I love
about
your writing, by the way.
women. Thank you in racing, and one of the best top female racers is Michelle Mouton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
What motorsports is she racing?
Well, she was the winner of the 2-liter prototype class in 1975. The Le Mans. I don't know if it's
Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Yeah, 24-hour race. She was the winner of that.
Oh yes.
Oh
please.
shit! See, that's exactly what you're
Yes,
talking about. That's
please.
good. That's
So,
yeah.
She also was the winner of the Tour de France Automobile in 1977.
Oh yeah.
And she also was the winner of the Rally San Remo in 1981.
What's her name?
Man, I feel like I just went to like a
Michelle
History
Mouton.
Channel podcast here. I'm
She's
learning
a huge,
shit today.
Yeah, she's
Holy
a really
shit.
huge female racer.
How do you spell her last
Michelle
name?
Mouton.
Mouton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but
Mouton.
that is her. She is huge. I think she runs now female-led commercial, like,
Oh yeah. Oh dude, she's a rally driver too, eh?
yeah.
That's
and
what's
she
up.
won it.
That's
She won
crazy.
it. She won it.
Dude, that's amazing.
That
So-
chick's got some fucking cojones for a woman, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Rally racing
Racing is something
Oh.
different.
And she
That
versed,
is
she versed
something
like
else.
men, so she like it's very capable of doing it. You just have to.
That was back
Get
in
out there and just do
1975.
it.
She served
Yeah.
in the World War.
Oh yeah.
She's a strong woman.
Yeah.
That's 100% right there.
Yeah.
Independent woman.
She's one thing. She gives you your dinner. You eat that shit. You shut the fuck up.
And to add up to that too, I got this 5 women right here that officially
Please, yeah.
participated on F1.
Who?
I would
F1
love
drivers
to.
starting from 1958 to 1959. She's an Italian driver, Maria Teresa De Pulepis. She went from the Maserati team and bet off Porsche. And then the next one is Leila Lombardi, another Italian driver. She won the seasons from 1974, 1976, like when Michelle Mouton runs.
Yeah.
She's been part of that.
Nice.
And the third
Oh,
one
they was
was
Buttonhead at that finish line. Yes. She was there. Move, bitch. Fuck your highway. That's what it is.
The third one was Divina Gallica, or Gallica, 1976 and 1978.
They're all
Two
different
seasons.
races, though,
I
right?
love it.
Oh yeah, these
Yeah.
are basically official participants of F1.
The top.
Women.
Yeah.
Wait,
women
F1?
Amazing.
F1
F1
drivers,
oh,
yes,
yes,
official
wait.
drivers.
Ooh.
They are actual official drivers of different teams. And the fourth one was Desiree Wilson.
Yeah.
She's, I don't know what this flag is. I think it's a German one. I would say 1980. And part of the Williams team.
Oh, yes, Williams.
I love
yeah.
that.
And then the fifth one is 1992. She's Giovanni Amati, another Italian driver.
Amazing.
She's part of Team Brabham or something like that. And yeah, she got 3 entries in there. Yeah. Those are the
Amazing.
5 women's that's
Nice.
official part of F1.
Cool.
There is going to be, I mean, this isn't just like a car topic situation, but like there's many amazing women that do amazing things like this, but like you're always going to be like, well, where are they? What are,
that's right.
like,
Yeah.
where are they? It's just because
No one talks
unfortunately,
about them.
no one talks about them enough. And that falls under the whole topic of, sexism and how it's advertised in the world as well. On the men will be more advertised than the women, unfortunately, are going to be. So, like, we just don't know about them because they just aren't put out there as much as the men drivers are going to be.
I think it's getting out there more now because of social
Yes,
media.
we're getting in the right
Because a lot of it
direction.
now is because it's like to pretty much do anything, you got to do it on social media now,
Exactly.
and it's so out there to see it that it's like people recognize it doesn't matter if it's a woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like I went to SEMA 2022 and I was there. There was like female pro drifters, and it's like I see them go out there with the guys. Holy fuck, she can whip this shit. I'm like, god damn. But it's like, it's not to be sexist. It's like, I'd seen her there, like before she got dressed. I would have never expected that out of her one bit.
Yeah.
It was just like, but then you watch, I was like, holy fuck.
That was
like,
another-
that is skill.
Another thing I wanted, maybe you can, add to this as well regarding sexism in the car world and stuff like that. It follows of the whole, you can't be a girly girl and like cars. You
It's not
either
true.
like, but I hear that quite often of like, well, if
Yeah.
you like makeup and nails and this and this, then
Well,
you're
one
not
thing,
going to be
you
a
say,
car
you
girl.
say you've done performance stuff, you've lapped,
Exactly,
you've
like-
lapped
Dude,
your
I
own
had
valve or you
long
something, and I'm
nails.
just gonna say
Yeah.
you show up and you guys are just talking about her nails beforehand.
That's what I
was
mean,
scrubbing
right?
all the rotors,
Yeah.
and I was lapping the thing with long ass nails.
Like it's like there are people out there like with the whole sexism thing can't comprehend that we can do both. We can like nails, we
Yeah.
can like makeup, but we can also like vehicles as well.
Yeah.
Like,
There's that girl. This chick, like her driving is nuts. I don't know if you guys, Adam LZ's girlfriend, Colette Davis.
I know what Adam LZ
She has an
is.
ERC7.
oh
You
really?
should look her up. She's really cool.
That's
And
awesome.
she's super girly. Like she has a YouTube and she always has like big ass necklace. She's always
I
wearing
love
pink.
that.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah, you can do both, but that's a huge thing as well. I feel like that's that I feel like we've come across with girls in the car industry and stuff like that.
It's like you can't be both.
You can't
one
have
or the other.
Yeah, or like if you like cars, then you have to be like tomboyish, and I'm like, that's not true though. You
Yeah.
can be that, but you
Yeah.
can also like other things.
Yeah, because there's also in Fast and Furious, Michelle Rodriguez. She's kind of tomboyish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then you see me and I'm cutting you off and chick just flying.
it's a chick.
Dude, the amount of looks I get when I get pulled over, they're just like,
she's
oh my
like,
god,
"What
you're
the
flying.
heck?"
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I've seen her drive. I've seen her drive. But yeah, like hopefully especially with Leah Block, that's Ken Block's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Leah Block. Now that who's she racing for again? I forgot who she's racing with.
I actually don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Google guy.
Google
Ask
guy.
Google.
Google. We got
Bring
backpack
in the Google
on and
police.
Google
Oh, she's with
on.
Williams, just
Oh,
like that
Team
lady.
Williams,
yeah, she's
bruh.
with Williams.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Hopefully she can.
That girl can drive.
Oh hell yes! I mean her dad, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you grew up with her dad.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I miss
I'd
Ken
hope
Block
so.
though.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna put a lot of pressure on Leah's because of the I would say
The
iconic
precedence of that,
history
yeah.
of his dad,
Yeah.
of her dad. But it would give her a lot of boost to perform well. That
Yeah.
oh, Ken Block's daughter is doing
He's a
better than his
beast.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good statement for at the same time lift up women that
For women,
wanted to
yeah.
go to do this thing. I was like, oh, I want to be in the race too.
She'll get
Yeah.
I find a lot of support from what her dad has built. Like you look with all the sponsors and stuff that he's worked with.
Yes.
The fact that it's in the family member, they'll kind of I don't want to say give it to her, but they'll be like, oh hey, they'll recognize her because she's in the sport doing what she wants to do to still. I find branch that out for other women around.
But like, if
it's
she, what if she sucked? Like, that's what I'm saying. That like, regarding who her dad is or not, she still has to be good at what she does.
For sure.
yeah, but if she's already in the academy, she's got
Yeah.
decent enough skill to make it there. I'm
Yeah.
sure she's
And the academy is really keen on those skills when they look for drivers.
Yeah,
I'll say this, man. If she came up to me and was like, "Hey, I made it in the academy, go racing," I'd be like, "Holy fuck, girl, yeah, you can drive out of there. I got no questions. I don't care who the fuck your dad was, man. I care less if your dad was a crackhead or Ken Block. Like, you can drive that good. Shit, cool.
Yeah.
You know."
That's true. It has by the end of the day, it has nothing to do with how famous your dad is. By the end of the day, it's still like, can you drive?
Can you do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do
But
it?
you know what? You say maybe not with how famous it is, but you look at the skill that he has. Famous or not,
Oh,
he
yeah.
still has that skill
For
to
sure.
say. You can't tell me that she wasn't in the car with him when she was like
Yeah.
fucking 3-4 years
No,
old,
she
ripping
learned, yeah,
around,
learned a
right?
lot.
Like-
Wasn't she training since she was 9 or something? She drove it.
I think she
Yeah,
had.
see,
There's a
that's-
video that was shown that she had a converted one that she was driving with her dad. That she's doing practice runs on a certain circuit, and I was like, holy crap!
That's
She was
awesome.
racing the
She was young.
unicorn for like
Yeah.
for this and that
Yes.
segment for unicorn.
God, that unicorn is
That's
a
fucking
beast of a
sick.
car.
That's wicked.
cool.
That car is
Can you
If I
imagine
was
being
in
that
Los
kid?
Angeles-
You just wake up one morning. Hey son, you want to come drive dad's car? I'd be like, oh hell yeah! You got like kids, like people, full-grown adults all over the world, like traveling, spending thousands of dollars to see this thing. You just sleeping in the house. Hey, you want to go start the truck? Okay. You're like 9 years old. Just like let's go check it out. Sure. Yeah.
We live in a generation we have to sneak out and drive those
Yeah.
cars.
I had to steal
right,
my
that's
parents' car a couple of
You
times.
to drive those cars. We're stealing like a 1990s Pontiac Sunfire. Yo, let's go to fucking the party, man. Let's go. You're stealing your parents' car.
My parents are
driving
sleeping.
down the road. Yeah, pushing it out of the driveway so you don't start it and you don't hear it.
Oh, good time.
Yeah.
Damn. But before we end it, if you guys were going to give some advice to, let's say, women or girls that they want to get into the car scene but they're kind of hesitant, what would you guys say to them?
Date someone. Date a mechanic.
Hell yeah!
They'll make your life easier.
I disagree. I disagree. No.
I love that. That's funny.
But what would you say to them though?
You need to have tough skin in
Yes.
this
Yeah.
sort of field of work. Especially going in, if you're gonna even go to like car meets and stuff like that, get ready to have people be intimidated by a woman coming in with a vehicle and that knows about her vehicle, because I feel like that's a very common thing as well. And don't be afraid to be proud of that.
Oh, yes.
And to go there and be yourself, you know, and don't let the men scare you.
And you can be both. You don't always need
Yeah.
grease on your fingers with your hair tied up.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like you can be yourself and be in the playing field of like a male dominant hobby kind of thing.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could just have a girl work there and I'd just pick, yeah, cool, I don't have to do this dirty shit. I'm just going to hang out for the easy part or something. Like, fuck
Lauren, I think he's talking to you.
yeah. Let's go, let's do some shit.
Well, like the big thing is, if you don't mind, like I ran across somebody who had an RX-8 just, on the street, and it was a woman. And I went up to her and I was like, I've never seen you at car meets before. And she's like, oh, I'm too afraid because like I don't have women friends there. And I like the people there, unfortunately, cannot, sometimes they're not that welcoming. And
Yes,
it's very
and-
scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, once you've passed that hurdle of like how scary it is, and you will find way more women there than you think, once you're there. Like it's, a very welcoming group. Once you
You're pretty
pass
chill.
the scary hurdle
Yeah.
of that, know?
Funny enough, most car girls I know have rotaries.
Yeah.
I know like 4 girls that have rotaries.
Rotary
and I'm
cars.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love rotaries.
A lot more than you think, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just to add on,
Because they're a little cute car as well.
they're really
They are cute cars. I love them.
And yeah, to add on to what Matt is saying, it's basically just having a tough skin is just not
It's a
taking,
big thing.
It is a big thing.
It is a
and
very big
you
thing.
not taking things personally instead of like just being offended about when a guy tries to like belittle you of not knowing about
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Take that as an opportunity to maybe have a conversation with them or like share what you know. And
Yeah.
because a lot of times these guys doesn't know any better.
No, definitely. Yeah.
That's what I
tell you
said.
that.
There's
Yeah.
moron guys just as bad as people want to
Yeah.
say there's girls.
It's
I know
Like,
what you're
just that
talking about.
stereotype, right? That
Yeah.
we're like, oh, if it's a guy, they'll know more
Yeah.
about cars. But that's not entirely true.
Yeah. Well, the amount of times I've had men trying to tell me about my vehicle, and I go, "Do you own this car?" I'm like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Have you had?
Yeah.
So how do you know there like the border between mansplaining? You guys ever heard that term?
Yes.
Of course.
Mansplaining?
We made it up.
What? How do you know if it's crossing the borderline of mansplaining and just explaining in detail?
I wouldn't say it's in detail. Like, at least from my experience, like I would bring my car or whatever, and having someone be like, "You know, you have to pre-mix this, right?" I'd be like, "Yes." Do you know what I mean? Like they already
Yeah.
assume that I
They
don't
don't know.
know
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Or they go, "Oh, well, you know, this car needs to do this, 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 and this." And I go, "Did you ask me if I knew those things? Or
Yeah.
you're telling me that these things have to look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?"
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like they want to tell, at least from my experiences, they're trying to explain to me how my car works instead
Yeah.
of, you know, maybe letting me do it and talk about my vehicle. And
It's like to see how far your knowledge is first before you start kind of looking down on people. You know,
because
but
every car is different too, right? Like I didn't know that about a rotary either until like I went to go work on one day, and buddy parked it, dropped it at the house, and then he instead of bringing it and shutting the garage to start, he drove it to the road.
you gotta drive it
to
around the
end,
block. Yeah.
and then came back. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Man? I said, "Bring it to the garage. Where the fuck you going?" Like, then I'm there, and he's like, "Yo, man, I can't just bring it here, shut off, and we'll flood it." I'm like,
Gotta drive it around
"What the fuck
block.
you talking
Yeah.
about?" But I didn't know, right? So if
Yeah.
you don't know, I work on this shit all day, but none of it's a
Yeah.
rotary motor. I've never
Yeah.
touched one. Yet,
what do they mean
you know
by
what I mean? Like,
flooded though? Are they talking about like fuel wise or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuel wise, yeah.
Otherwise.
What is the difference between the fuel system of a rotary versus like a regular engine? Though?
So, I mean, you do mechanic stuff, but
Yeah.
like pistons and stuff are gonna go up and down, and
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
This
whole
one is rotating. Yeah.
Dorito thing they call it.
Yeah,
the
the
little-
Dorado, yeah.
the triangle rotates the
Yeah,
gasoline instead
yeah.
of moving it up and down. So
Ah,
So when you flood it, then obviously the spark
all
plugs
of
get-
it's stuck.
Yeah, they're all just
Gets
like
wet.
flooded, so it's not gonna spark and essentially turn.
okay.
It's the same thing as what the carburetor works, basically.
My gosh, those things are
Overall.
like ancient, eh?
Oh yes.
I still have a carb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do.
Oh
yeah.
Like my car, you can't steal it
Yeah.
because there's a certain you have
Yeah.
to pump it like 20 times,
Oh my
and when
God.
you crank it, you
Yeah,
kind of
but-
have to like
Certain
touch
way.
on the pedal
Just that
a little
little bit,
just to
Just
kind of
to-
suck in just enough air, and then spark it. So, yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, but thanks guys. Man, this is perfect.
It's
Good
good.
stuff.
Thank
Good
you for
stuff.
having us.
And thank you for opening up your world. Because usually with us guys, we don't really know what's going on in a female's world.
It's always
when
a
it comes-
different. It's always
Yeah,
a
it's very
different
different.
perspective.
We expect
Like when
you
you
to read
hear
our
it.
minds.
Oh my god!
That's not true, by the way. That's not true, by the
Oh
way.
man. But yeah, is there anything else before we get out of here?
There are lots of women in the car industry, and I
Yes.
think they just need to be talked about more.
Yes.
A lot more.
Yes.
Empowered. They need to
Yeah.
be empowered a bit more and taught more.
I was gonna say to add to one more quick thing, if you
Yeah,
don't
go for
mind.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Lots of women, people are like, women didn't invent anything to do with cars.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary Anderson was the inventor of the windshield wiper
Oh.
in 1903.
And
No
heated seats.
shit.
She was the inventor of the windshield wiper.
I can see the
Yeah.
heated seats. Yeah, the heated seats.
Side mirrors.
It's super
You
important
sound like
things
a lot
in a
of
car,
luxury
right?
shit.
Yes.
The luxury features that we don't
You
care
don't need
about.
a windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, okay, yeah, how do they deal with that in the very beginning? They just go
Right?
like this as they're
Exactly.
driving around?
But fuck it, man. Back then, the windows were straight up and down. It just hit and dropped straight down. No more angle. You didn't need to wipe shit. It just fell down. You're good
and
to go.
one more woman was Margaret Wilcox. She She was an American mechanical engineer. She invented car heating in 1893.
Hell
Yo, my
yeah.
girl, what's up? Yo, 100% respect, dude.
She's
car
my new best
heating.
friend.
Yeah, she invented the heater core. Something good, man. That's what's
Something
up.
we need.
Fuck yeah.
I am actually learning in real time right now. I didn't even know about these.
I didn't know about that either,
Dude,
but I
that
didn't care
is
who
solid.
invented car
Important
heat.
women,
They were-
right? Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that, man.
That's wicked.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah,
There's
of
actually a
course.
model for Lexus as well, the UX. It's like a smaller sedan. Basically, Toyota and Lexus, they came up with a group of women engineers and group of women that will build the car, and they built that car.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, most women buy that car. They don't even know that information.
Which one?
It's just,
Oh, really?
It's the UX. Lexus UX. It's
Isn't that like a little
sedan.
crossover or no?
Yeah, it's like a sedan / like SUV. It's like in between.
Yeah, it's like crossover.
Yeah.
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 Is it electric or no?
There is an electric
There
of
is,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's a not electric. Sorry.
Look at
hybrid.
this guy. What are you?
Hybrid. Hybrid. Yeah.
Hybrid.
Oh,
electric.
okay. He's like a
Junk.
sounds like a turbo.
God damn it. You know what's funny is I seen some, we were talking about snow earlier the other day. Remember that giant snowfall we had?
Last
And
year?
everybody was stuck
Last
on the
year?
bridge.
Yeah,
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 everybody was
yeah.
stuck there for like 4 or 5 hours.
yeah.
You imagine being stuck in your battery Tesla, fucking dead, no heat, no nothing, fucking freezing. I'd
you
be
get
sitting there
stuck?
next to you, brr, like, oh man, it's nice and
Man.
brum brum. Yeah, it's nice and warm over here. I don't know what you're doing over there. You come over your power inverter and you plug in and charge my car. Fuck you, too bad.
Hey, Jeff.
This guy's just hating on EVs, man.
Time for you to get your generator up in the back.
I don't even think it'll fit.
I
There's
laughed
small
though.
portable ones that could fit your block.
I don't think my portable charger will work in my Tesla either. You know the Anchor ones?
Oh no, that's not gonna work.
I seen a Tesla with one of the, you know, you like the tiny little jacks they put in. You see them carry like a tow behind, like to store shit in, like on the back of trucks or cars. They had one on a Tesla, and the guy put a diesel generator on the
Oh
back.
yeah.
So he had it like that. He had it sitting there. You could just pull start the diesel generator.
Yeah.
He had a fuel tank and just around to charge his Tesla.
Technically, you
Sitting on
could,
the side, had the diesel running, charging his car. Just shuts it
you
off.
could
Goes.
technically charge a car by towing it. The Tesla. It's just not recommended, but you can.
Like the regen.
Yeah.
The
You can
regen
pull the
on
car
it.
and it'll charge by itself. But I don't know for how long you have to pull it for, but it works.
Slowly.
I was gonna say
Actually, I don't know.
that's got to take a long time because they have the regen systems in them, and if you think about the amount that you drive it, it's like you in one battery charge. If it's like you go say the consumption you use one entire battery, it's like gives you an extra 50K in the regen if you're going up and down hills, and it isn't really. You're gonna be towing or pushing that bitch for a long fucking time.
Yeah, but
there's no bump start like a manual car. You gotta manual push start charge your battery.
but Elon said don't do it. So okay, Daddy, I won't.
This guy's gonna buy a Cybertruck and his Tesla
Oh,
car
God,
behind
please
it.
no.
You guys don't like Minecraft? That thing is like a
God.
Minecraft like truck, yo. It's so
Remember when we were
sick.
at the car meet that one time and the guy showed up with that electric
The van, right?
The Volkswagen
Yes.
van? We're all gonna be sitting at a car meet and this guy's
And then
gonna
the-
show up in
it's
the
the
fucking
first one in Canada.
Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Van.
It's so sick, yeah. It's an electric van.
It looked pretty sweet.
Yeah.
did it?
It looked like the old school, like
The
you know,
old
like the
school
old
hippie van.
Yeah, the hippie.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
What are they
But it's
called?
electric.
The West Velfa Volkswagen vans.
Oh, that's
Yes,
cool.
and the van again.
Yeah, they had like the old round front with like the
Ooh,
flip out
I
windows
love
and
it.
shit.
I
It
love
was
it.
one of those, a full size though. Like the inside was like
Yeah.
like the
8-seater,
8-passenger
7-seater.
van.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
8-passenger
That's
full
amazing.
van.
electric, right?
Full electric.
He did that himself?
Sweet.
No, it's Volkswagen. It's the first one in
Volkswagen,
Canada.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wow.
making them to release.
They're redoing
It's-
they're reliving the Vanagon and the wagon life of
Yeah.
Volkswagen way back, and they're trying to infuse the electric concept of everything on their
Into those hippie vans.
Really?
Camper
Yes.
vans.
And it's like
It's
It
so
was
sick.
it was fucking cool, man. That
It's
thing was
orange,
nice.
too.
Yeah, it was big
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like it had
That's
a
the
lot of
neon
room.
orange color.
Yeah, that thing
Yeah.
is stuck out in Market Cross. Like, what the hell is that,
We
man?
seen it roll out. Like,
There
what
was
the
someone on
fuck is that
the
thing?
Facebook buy and sell that I saw recently that was actually trying to turn their RX-8 into an electric vehicle. And I went, that's a lot of work. That sounds very difficult.
Isn't there an S2000 that's
There
electric?
is.
You know,
There's-
yeah. You know what I
They-
was gonna
they-
say? I've seen people that have been doing a lot of these electric swaps, and apparently
seems very
it's,
hard.
It's pretty easy from what I've
Really?
heard. From
It's
what
easy.
I've heard, I haven't
I've
done it
heard
obviously.
this guy,
but
I think, gave
'cause
up halfway, and I think that's why he's telling to sell the
'Cause-
vehicle if someone was going to willingly do it. But
The thing
Number
of what
one-
it comes down to is just the electrical components to
Yes.
get it to work.
Yes.
Because the
Yes.
motor in say a Tesla, people buy wrecked ones. You look even like a rotary. They're a 13B. They're super small.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing
So
I think is
this,
super
right?
fucking cool. It's like the size of my short block is your entire
Yeah.
put together motor.
They-
But then the electric motors, it's your entire
I was gonna
like
say-
transmission, drive shaft, axles built into one.
because not just that, though, people that are going to be changing their like an RX-8 random car into an electric car, if that breaks down, who are you going to take it to?
Yeah, and you're like,
Like,
I
who's
know.
gonna-
I mean, I'd say this: if,
gonna go-
if you built the car and it
That's
broke
all
down, I hope you
Yeah.
could fix it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like,
oh
screw
shit,
that.
man! I broke a drive motor.
Screw that.
I'm gonna call Tesla. Hey, so I got this RX-8, right? Hear me out a minute, okay? It's got a dual
Could you
motor
imagine? Oh my
Model
God.
Y system set up in it.
yeah.
Everything is a factory Tesla. We just chassis swapped
Just
it.
different
Okay?
body.
Just hear me out a minute. That's it.
They're just gonna hang up on you. They're not even gonna
Yeah, they're like,
Elon
no.
Musk's gonna be like, yeah, sorry, Rob Dom. Hang up. I mean, wrong number here. Fuck you. I don't want any part of what you're building.
Sounds like a headache.
Yeah.
Bye.
You know who you call Rich Builds?
Oh,
Rich
when he put a
rebuilds.
V8 on the
I love
Tesla.
that guy.
He rebuilds Tesla shit, and he
Yeah.
put a V8 in
V8
the
in
Tesla
a
car.
Tesla,
That
that's
was
Oh my
fucking
God.
cool.
That V8
Yeah.
went to SEMA.
Yeah, and he went
Yeah,
to
yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
That was
like
cool.
he hated the fact that it's like Tesla charges like a stupid amount.
yeah, to fix
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Or they won't. It's like, oh, you have to bring it into a Tesla dealership. We won't sell you parts, so you can fix
Yeah.
it yourself. You have to bring it
So
to
he
us.
just like
Oh, yeah,
fuck
of
it,
course.
He put a V8.
put a V8 on this bitch. All right, guys. Thanks for tonight.
Thank
That's
you.
This is good. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. All right.
You want to clap to close us off? No, I just meant like you're three, like just to pair the mic clap bullshit.